And welcome to the Glorious Bards. I am your superstitious Game Master Tom, and this is Adventure 46. Super glad to have you here. Thanks for joining us. We're coming to you live every Twitch at 6:30 Pacific. We just did a little recap we'd like to do every 5 adventures in between, so if you want to get caught up and you may have missed the last adventure or so, Jeremy does a great recap. You can check those out. Also posted on our podcast platforms, on YouTube, on Twitch. You can check all that out at ingloriousdragon.com. We have had some interesting changes in geography of where the heroes have been and what their goals are. Some dragon hunting appears to be on the menu, but more importantly, what's on the menu right now is a birthday hero point for Seth. Our own Seth gets a birthday hero point.
But Thank you.
Close enough. Birthday week. We are going to do a little roundtable, introduce our characters, and we're going to start with Zaldor, our human wizard. And I have a question for you, Zaldor.
Yes.
What do you think the future holds for the world of Varen?
I'm not one to be a pessimist in general. That said, as a realist, I would say that Varen is undergoing some changes. It would be an evolution, as it were, of perhaps the end of one age and the beginning of another. Maybe those who are living now become dead. So I would say a land of the undead would be the future of Varen.
All right. Well, thanks for not getting negative. Across from you is our thaumaturge, a supernatural swordsman by the name of Galen. Galen, the same question. What do you think the future holds for the world of Varen?
Well, much like Zaldor, the threat of the undead from the north is a constant worry. We have dragons taking over cities. There's an empowered blood witch in the south. God knows what's brewing in the northwest. And, it's an exciting time to be a hero.
All right, great. It's a little
Sounds
psychotic.
like he eats heroes.
Next to you is Goli, a new member of the group, a dwarf who is going to be asked the same question. What do you think the future holds for Varen?
I am not concerned about the future of Varen, for there are armies of very powerful dwarves hiding in the recesses of all of the continent, ready to rise up and fight any evil that comes forward. So I have no concerns. I see it moving forward just fine.
All right.
Galen would like to revise his statement and speak to the threat of the dwarves across Varen.
I was always expecting Bali to go, what are these questions? I was not told there would be questions before I adventured.
And Bali was another season.
So, sorry, I'm going to keep doing that all the time. Next to you is our gnome bard, Jericho. Future of Varen, what do you think?
Hey, people, hi, everybody. It's super good to see y'all here. Well, there was a demon threat. Smush that. There was an Ashen Queen. Smoked her. There was a big rock that fell out of the sky and was turning like crazy things. Blew that up. There's a dragon in the city. We're going to kill that. It's going good. We're knocking them down like 10 pins.
All right.
And the dwarves are going to help.
Speaking of dwarves, we have Lord Ansgar, a summoner. Your thoughts about Varen?
If only we had a real army of dwarves, but we do not. There is no dwarves. Very few, in fact. The future is dark.
Okay.
The undead are coming. We are doomed.
There's a theme on this side of the table. Versus
Run for your lives, people!
He's just being
And Chris's
silly.
new character shows up.
Ansgar Herzog.
The fearful.
And then we have, last but not least, we have our gunslinger, Hemlock. What's your thoughts?
Well, I hope the future of Varen is better before this group is laid to dust.
Well, on that positive note, let's get going.
Debbie Downers.
Yeah, but don't worry.
We're the only positive side on this.
Don't worry, folks. Don't worry, folks, because this is going to be the best adventure yet. Without further ado, let's get a quick recap of what happened just last time from Jeremy.
We jumped through a teleportation portal, arms ready. We wanted to get into Canterbury to take care of an underworld dragon. The first time a dragon like this has ever been seen on the surface, who is causing mayhem and trying to take roost in the city of Canterbury. What happened instead was we teleported onto an airship, thousands of feet in the air, surrounded by undead crew members that were on this thing who nearly killed us. They absolutely tried to kill Galen and got very close if it weren't for the help of Goli of the Stonefather, who really brought in some healing. Zaldor helped to keep him alive, but still it was Goli that really did a lot of it. Lord Ansgar also completely showed up with a brand new creature, an Eidolon that looked like an ice dragon, appeared and started sweeping all sorts of undead out of the way and causing massive amounts of death of the undead. It was a brutal fight. We all survived, some of us just barely, but we made it through. And we were still stuck on this airship over the ground. We looted it as much as we could. We found some mysterious items. We did our best to really kind of solve the riddle of how we can move the ship, get off of the ship, anything that we could find. It wasn't very big, so we did a lot of the same exploring in the same ways. There was a very cool room in there that's a navigation room that allows you to identify constellations and stars that were there. There was also an interesting compass that was in the middle called the Compass of the Wind that would follow the wishes of the captain. It's a very neat, very different type of technology than anything anyone has ever seen before. It does even have what's referred to as a starfall engine that was holding everything up. It wasn't even fully powered up yet. After what felt like way too long trying to decipher some of the different puzzles and the ways that things have been locked up, Zaldor was able to read the old Byzantine text that everything was written in and found that whoever places their hand on the heart of the ship could name themselves the captain. And the previous crew that was here, we believe, were the undead creatures that we fought, because there was a logbook of this ship that had up to 600 days of entries inside of it. Many of them descending into a madness or into a despair of being lost and hunted that they were. After reading through the logbook and trying to figure out what the next steps were, the crew nominated Zaldor to become the captain of the Wake, the one who can read Old Byzantine and perhaps help everyone get to safety. Sir Zaldor put his hands on the heart of the Wake and declared that he was going to be the captain. And now Zaldor, Wizard of the Seven Towers and Keeper of the Wind Spheres over the Thousand Isles, is also the captain of the airship, the Wake. We are the brand new crew of the Wake, and that is where our adventure begins.
The heroes fly the Wake over the grass fields and endless plains of Calavier. You are flying a few thousand feet above the ground in the only airship you have ever heard of, and are racing across towards the town of Fenridge is where we last left off. As you are making your way through with the low rumble and hum of the Starfall engine in the middle of the ship, you guys some of you are on deck, wind blasting by, others are doing other activities. Anything you would like to do as you are en route traveling over the skies?
So this is all good, Captain, but have you figured out how to land it?
Yes, well, I can't say exactly that landing is necessary. we had an anchor that's landed itself in the clouds and held itself fine. And I can imagine that there's possibility we could anchor again in another place, and it's fine. It's fine.
So we
Jericho just told me
jump
everything's
from
fine.
here.
Well, there might in fact also be a descendant style. I've managed to get us going forward, and I have not quite found a way to go down, but I'm confident the ship could handle it.
Food for thought, then. I won't trouble myself with it.
He's standing there wiggling a plate left and right, thinking it's the wheel.
I
This
feel
is
like
how it's done, yes.
past the cloud. There it is. Perfect.
As we're racing through the sky,
Backwards.
yes. Hemlock is standing next to the captain up on the bridge and just like letting the wind hit him, and he's just like so pumped and so excited. He's
Awesome.
like, "Yeah,
I'm the king of the world.
Is it odd for you to be on a ship that is not in water, Hemlock?
oh, so weird," but he's getting used to it.
Okay. It says it's a relatively smooth ride. There's a couple little thermals that hit every now and again for some bumps, but overall it's a weird experience. I don't know how Galen feels being near the edge of the railing of the ship as it's racing around.
More secure than he has ever felt at these heights before.
So barely.
Barely, yes. But also, I think Galen is feeling the energy. He's got Hemlock shouting and having a good time. We haven't seen that in a while. Zaldor's got the captaincy, and clearly that's gone to his head, and I'm sure that'll be fine.
That worked.
But we're sailing through the skies. We're off on another adventure, and I think Galen feels oddly unburdened for the first time in a while.
I think just once while Galen's by a railing, I'm gonna sneak up behind him and just like right on his hips and go, ah!
Just mage hand him.
Oh, he's grabbing a
6 inches off the ground.
And we lost Galen.
I rolled a 2. You get punched in the face.
You guys are
Also, depending
yeah,
on
go ahead.
how long this is taking, and I mean maybe before we even started moving, Hemlock wants to check out like the offensive capabilities. I know there's some like there were some like trebuchet
Yeah,
or
the
like
image was-
scorpions.
Ballistas,
I don't know
yeah.
if those were on there
Definitely
or
not trebuchets.
Okay.
Ballistas.
Ballistas.
Ballistas, okay.
Big giant crossbow looking things
Okay.
with huge giant Nerf darts without the Nerf bits, pointy bits.
Yeah, wants to check those out, and he's dragging Galen along.
Oh,
right.
yeah. Drag me, please. Twist my arm.
Yeah.
You guys have put some effort into looking at them. Who has crafting between the two of you?
Oh, Hemlock has pretty good. Plus 14.
Oh, that is pretty darn good. Make a 22 crafting roll, and you get things working functionally.
The 22.
Is that what you needed?
That's what I needed.
It's like IKEA directions. God. Oh, okay.
You are able to get, there are 2 of them located near the bow-ish angle, but angled out slightly. There's also one on the rear section, these ballista. They have these giant spear crossbow bolt-like things that seem to be in workable fashion. You and Galen can operate them as pseudo cannoneers slowly, you believe, when the need arises.
Are they simply projectiles, or are they like harpoons? Do they have like ropes attached to them or
There
anything?
are 0 ropes attached to
Okay.
them.
How many total bolts are there?
We'll say half a dozen for each.
And then you can make shift out of what remains of the ship and do new bolts if you want to do that.
Or gnome bards.
As we're checking this out, Galen turns to Hemlock. So, first mate Hemlock,
Yeah.
You have more ship experience than anyone here, I'm guessing.
God, it's a mutiny.
No, really.
Oh, what's that one? Sorry!
2 hours only.
That's a thing I've learned.
Come
Someone
here,
write that
Jim
down.
Hawkins.
I trust Zaldor to keep us in the air, but how do we maintain this new ship? What do we do?
Oh, I hope I keep us in the air.
I think he
Mountain.
the captain
Terrain.
tells it where to
Pull
go.
up,
and it
wizard
goes.
up. Sorry.
I think the captain tells the ship where to go, and that's where it goes.
So we don't need we just sit and enjoy the ride?
Well,
No scrubbing of the poop decks? I've never been on a boat like this before.
you want to scrub some poop decks?
I don't know.
Get
Is that a
after
thing?
it. Yeah.
Uh,
Let me show you where the mop is.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Let's go.
Okay.
Jericho briefly considers pooping on the deck as he hears that.
He pulls his pants up, despondent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Assuming Zaldor's fiddling around with things a little bit, but
He's just at the wheel and then making sure. So the destination you guys had picked was
Sleeping in the
Fenridge that Goli had selected, and Zaldor is using the wheel to make sure that the compass is always pointing down to the bottom, and he's keeping that in mind.
okay.
I love how it's like a 1942 movie of someone driving.
Yeah.
But so in
Background.
I
Passing
know
by.
it has sails and everything. Are the sails actually being used, or is there like just some magic projecting the wake?
No,
towards
there
its
is
destination?
definitely magic that
It's
is
a
involved.
rainbow.
The sails have a little bit of a glitter on them when the light catches them. Just so they are filled with an air that you do not know the source of.
So there's probably not a lot of maintenance in like keeping the rigs tightened or loosened.
A little.
Okay. Hemlock will keep an eye on that.
Okay. But someone does need to be at the wheel, keeping things
Yeah.
going.
If Zaldor
Jesus
needs a
is at the
break,
wheel.
if Zaldor needs a break, Hemlock will take over.
Jesus, take me.
Jericho's going to go down to where there was that glass enclosure.
There we go.
That said, "Don't open."
Yes.
He just wants to sit down on the deck outside it, like in the interior there by it, and just spend time watching it, seeing if he can see anything going on inside it, seeing if he can parse out, figure out, see anything about that, what that is. Like he has no desire to open it because it seems like someone probably put a sign there for a really good reason. But that still leaves the curiosity that it is a transparent enclosure, and if you can like figure out at all kind of what's going on, what that is.
I'm going to make a roll for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
A secret roll.
Secret rules.
All right, you are doing that currently. What else would you folks like to do as the hour starts to get a little sunsetty, a little cool on the deck?
Goli would like to inform the captain that everyone's health is at peak values.
Oh, that's
Thank you.
why I feel so much better. Thank you, Goli.
I'll just add that he would detect magic with that involved in his looking at that.
Okay.
And to get the ship moving, did Zaldor have to do anything or say where we're going?
Goli had to touch the compass, and
Goli did?
yes,
Okay.
because it was his idea. It was his plan.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
Let's write my hand upon the
It's
compass.
fine. There was a... Okay.
Fenridge, Greyhall, Fenridge.
Hemlock's like, maybe I don't
Adding
need the
stop.
wizard after all.
Stop. Waypoint at it. Yeah.
Well, I think
Why am I going to my
Recalculating.
mom's house?
Recalculating.
I think the final thing Galen will do after he's done scrubbing the poop decks is spend some time sitting in the star chart bubble.
Okay.
Just exploring the constellations and understanding how this bubble works and hoping to be able to kind of track our progress and be
Isn't that
able
where
to use it for
Jericho is?
navigation.
No.
He's the hurricane.
Oh,
chamber.
the hurricane chamber. Right.
You are in the observation dome, Galen.
Observation dome.
Yes. All right. You are in there, and as you step into this seated spherical area at the bow, but under the top deck, little images of the skyline can fade through the wooden deck. You can actually see them. You can see pinpoints of constellations, and even you can draw a finger, and it's trying to do something. You're trying to figure out how it is able to navigate where it's at. You're not getting much success, but you are starting an effort there.
Cool.
Hours go by. Anything you folks would like to do?
How many hours? Is it going at like typical ship speeds, or is this like higher winds than we're used to? We can't really tell, I'm guessing, because we're so high up. But,
Yeah.
But would you know?
Fast sailing ship speeds with totally consistent winds and always behind you.
Okay. Wow. So we're not actually adjusting.
And are we
sails for
moving
winds.
vertically at all?
Very little. It seems to want to maintain its overall space, but there is a lever control, a very simplistic lever that Zaldor messes with one too many times to your liking.
Okay.
Forward. All right. Just one more. Okay. Yes, I get it.
It gets dark as you fly at night, and Hemlock, you said you took over for Zaldor.
Yeah.
I need this visual. Are there braziers on the deck? Those are being lit by God. I just think that's a cool visual.
Sure.
Fire on the ship. That's just awesome. Sorry. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Fire on the wooden ship's a great idea.
Yeah,
I like.
it's a great visual.
Golly, make a perception roll. 24.
Oh, that. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good roll. 24. You say 36.
Jeez, that is a
Ooh.
critical success.
Notice you have set the ship on fire.
But I noticed it.
Jericho.
Yes. You see Jericho walk into the hurricane chamber.
My God, it's full of stuff.
Jericho,
Yeah, hi.
do the same at 23. Perception, please.
All right, I'll do that. I got 25.
All right.
Oh, okay.
You each notice something interesting. Up above, as it is dark and Hemlock is alone at the wheel and quite happy and content to be there.
Ansgar would be on deck. He's not comfortable underneath, and plus, Shalara is a little large for being in the cabin.
Okay, Shalara, the dragon, Eidolon. As you are lighting these braziers, you hear off in the distance, several miles, the screech of a nasty reptilian-like creature.
Goli starts putting out the fire.
They're getting bigger! It's a newt.
Dashing up to where the helm would be.
Okay.
I think I heard something. Something large and maybe little familiar. Some screeching reptilian of some kind.
Get up in the crow's nest and take a look.
I am not going up in a crow's nest. I'm a dwarf. I'm not a monkey. I don't go up there.
And like, how much more are you going to see up there than over the top?
You can just lift the ship up 30 feet.
But this goes to 11. Golly gets up there and the ship just starts to lift strongly.
I don't like... So no, I won't be going up there, but
Well, that's
you
fine.
can hear it. No. Listen. I heard it, but it was out there.
How about you take a look in the rear and see if you can see anything and just keep an eye out.
My word's not good enough?
Where did the scream come from?
That way.
And which way?
Port. Whichever side port is.
Yes, got it.
Port.
It would be to your left.
Left. Port.
Keep an eye out from behind us.
My left, your left.
It's the
And then I
same
tell Lord Ansgar to keep a watch front.
He's down below, I think.
He's right there.
He's right there.
Big ice dragon.
He's sneaky with that thing.
just comes up and sits right in front of you.
Sneaky fucking dragon.
I'll go take a look then. In the back? Does the back have a name? What's the back of a thing called that floats in the air?
The rear.
The rear! Should have known that.
He heads to the stern and
that was
begins
the
watching.
Yeah, so Goli departs and
Yeah, just keep an eye
keeps
out.
in line.
Meanwhile, there is a yelp from down below that some of you who are also down below, that would be the wizard and the thaumaturge in some sort of quarters. By the way, what quarters do you guys take? Because there are some general crew quarters, there appears to be 2 officer quarters, and then there is a captain's quarters. And there are 6 of you.
Galen is sleeping on deck.
Okay.
As is Ansgar and Shalara.
If there's a hammock down like in the bottom, well, I haven't gone down there yet, but that's where I would have been looking.
There's
for.
a hold with a couple hammocks, yes.
Oh yeah, because hammock just seems super.
Hemlock sees these rooms and takes one of the, not the captain's quarters, but like one
Okay.
of the.
All
I
right.
don't want to be
Sir
bashful, but I'll
quarters.
definitely take the captain's quarters.
No, I'm sleeping in here. You go find another place. This is a Zaldor room.
An officer's quarter then for me.
Okay. There is a yelp that Zaldor hears. No, a yelp.
More of pain and terror.
Giggling at
No,
madness in the
that's
middle
a
of the night.
content sigh. that is the sound. And as you quickly go to investigate, you see,
Right, I mean, when you say quickly,
as you quickly get your evening robe on,
right, where does me make sure
And
that
my pipe.
and your
Oh.
sleeping wizard hat.
they're sleeping.
Hold on, fluffy socks are a must.
My house slippers.
You head down, you see Jericho is at that glass container that has that warning upon it. And Jericho, you point at it, having seen for the briefest flash some ethereal looking pair of eyes look back at you from inside and then disappear.
Hi. Like I'll probably have like my 2 hands on the glass and my face right up to it. Like you're looking for the shark that disappeared into the darkness at the aquarium,
Okay.
and you want it to come back.
You can feel reverberations on the glass.
Are you all right? I had to get on my fluffy socks.
There's something in here. Don't open the door because the sign says to don't open the door, but there's something in here. Because I was sitting here looking at it and I was casting detect magic to see if there was magic inside here. And I was looking for a really long time because there was something in it. And I thought it was really strange that they have this thing in here, but they say don't open the door, but it's all swirly inside. And while I was looking, just at one point, really quick, there's pair of eyes. They looked right at me and then they disappeared back in. I think there's something alive that's kind of hidden back inside there.
If Zaldor wanted to detect if something was alive in there, what kind of a role would he be looking for? Because specifically, Zaldor is a wizard of the 7th Tower and the keeper of the wind spheres.
Yes.
So understands elemental magics fairly well. And Zaldor has a guess. I have a guess that this might be an elemental. And perhaps it is in fact the Wake herself, or the engineer of this Starfall
Or
Agency.
Genie.
It could be a djinn, however, I don't understand that djinn often keep ethereal forms. How would I determine?
How would you determine if what you said is correct or
Yes, because it feels true when I say it.
not? I'm living my truth. You may sit there and enjoy a hidden roll, is what you may do.
Well, let's see.
Hey, let's just sit here.
Where are you? You start with a Z, right? There you are. Gotcha.
Right, and you were looking right there?
And over there.
That's where you saw the eyes.
The inside.
Right.
You
It's not comfortable here. This is a terrible place to sit.
I have no idea
You should get a chair.
if you
You're
can
taller, you can
verify that or not.
stand.
sounds reasonable.
I feel like it's a reasonable argument.
How, on a scale of like 1 to 10, with 1 being like bunny rabbit and 10 being demon dragon, how dangerous would that thing in there be if it's the thing you think it is?
That is a much bigger question than you're asking. Elementals are in themselves primal. They are parts of the elements. And if you are attempting to tame an element, that's probably not going to go well for you. That said, they are not completely mindless creatures, and they can certainly be befriended if one does so. When is a creature stuck inside of a glass, let's call it a prison at the moment, that might be unfriendly. However, there is a chance it could be the most comfortable place for it. Perhaps that's its cozy bed, and it never wants to leave, and it's afraid that if anyone tries to make it leave its bed, it would then lash out at them, which is why the sign's been put on the door. So, in your question of bunny rabbits to demon, I would say it depends.
Bunny demon.
Bunny demon.
So you're going to 5.
In your realm of magic,
demon
if you
button.
create food, it either has the positive side of creating food for you to eat, nourish you, and you go on living, at the cost of stealing it from a small child from a long far away, and to bring it to you. Okay,
It's like
both sides of
conservation of magic. Is
magic.
what
Yeah,
you're saying?
conservation of magic. Yes.
I'm going to turn up there, and while I'm going to go again with my hands up on there, my feet up there, and I'm going to try to talk to it in Fae, because it's like the strangest faraway language that I know, and I'm just going to go, hi, my name's Jericho, and are you an elemental who's in there? And I just want to know if you're happy in there or sad in there.
There's no response.
Please be careful to not leave fingerprints on my glass.
I'll cast Prestidigitation and clean it all off. And then I'll go right back to where I was. I don't imagine that Gnomish or Yosoki is going to be a lot. My Yosoki has a horrible accent, too. I mean, it's understandable, but my accent's kind of...
I don't know if it will work, but if you are trying to communicate with it, perhaps we could speak in Byzron. Old Byzron is the language on the rest of this ship. You could certainly try that.
I want introduce yourself and ask it if it's happier inside or outside or whatever like appeals to you.
Or maybe it can understand you perfectly. You have to open the door to talk to it.
Perhaps it can't hear you.
You're not Alcanet anymore.
Oh, sorry. Damn it!
You know what?
The evil takes root.
me.
Zaldor, just between you and me, I'm glad none of those dwarves are here. They are annoying as heck, just jabbering in your ear all the time.
Zaldor will, hand on Jericho's shoulder in the patronly way, look also into the
Patronizing
elemental in the glass and say, "Hail, friend, I am Zaldor, wizard of the Seventh Tower, keeper of the wind spheres over the Thousand Isles, and captain of the Wake. Are
captain.
you an elemental, and would you speak with this young gnome?"
There is only the sound of a violently vibrating glass.
The same
Has
as
it been violently vibrating the whole time, or does
Yep.
it become violently
Nope,
vibrating?
consistent.
That's what I want out of my violently vibrating glass. It's consistent.
Well, I just wonder if he's happy in there. Maybe I should play him a song.
Perhaps that would help.
All right, I'm gonna get out my magical horn, and
Dirge of
I'm
Doom.
The horn of
I'm
blasting.
just gonna play
yeah.
a song for him.
Okay.
Zaldor leaves.
What is the title of the song
well,
that
you know
were
what?
playing for?
I haven't done this in a while, but let's just get out the songbook that sits in Jericho's mind.
Going to E for elemental.
Been
I
saving
actually
this one for
have
a
some
while.
good ones. I'm gonna play Gleeta's Wedding. It's a traditional gnome traveling song because we're traveling. It just kind of describes the joy around a gnome wedding and getting ready for it, but just a very joyful. It's a traveling song, like heading off to a wedding. I'm just gonna play that for him. Okay, that can be the tune. Gleeta's wedding, a joyful sight, neath the forest shade and soft sunlight. Gnomes gather round on the summer day to celebrate love in a merry way. Yeah, that's kind of it.
stuck in my head.
Yeah, you are now afflicted
Can't
with the
sleep.
song.
With earworms.
It's more of a hoedown than
And
a...
when he gets into it, because it's been a while, and the trip home wasn't that great, and he didn't get to play with his dad. He'll actually get into where he does like a little gnome, like wedding dance with it, like a traditional gnome little wedding dance, kind of a little bit of a dance around the whole hurricane little thingy
All right,
as he does it.
great. And let's clarify a specific campaign detail. You didn't not get to play with your dad. You abandoned your father and ran out of town.
That's why I didn't get to play with him.
It's how we all deal with our fathers.
Look, running away from familial obligations is perfectly acceptable.
Or Galen.
Our group
And
is
I didn't
great
actually
at
run
it.
away. I told him that I wasn't going to play with him.
And again, imagine you're some sort of bird flying at night, and then just this giant ship is flying by with braziers, and then this near
Dueling banjos in the background.
in the darkness.
And just for myself, I'm going to roll a performance check to see how good I feel about my own play because it's been a while.
Enjoy.
I will. I don't ever tell anyone else what my role was. But I'm just going to
Just
say,
for me, damn it.
I feel critically good about that role.
All right. Time slips by as they play music in down below.
And Ansgar would be now at the fore of the front of the ship, paying attention with Shalara also
Okay.
with her low dark vision.
By the way, Gnomish wedding songs are known to be especially attractive to dragons.
That's right. Our vision is exceptional at night.
Sure is.
I think Ansgar and Galen, maybe we can make an arrangement on watch on the front of the ship so we can each get some rest.
Wait, aren't you in bed?
On the bow, I'm
Oh.
sleeping out under the stars.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wind in your hair.
you betcha. Carefree.
Hemlock will still be at the helm, listening for what Goli described.
All right.
I'm hearing something else.
Thought it was singing for a moment.
One ping only.
Mm-hmm.
There is no other sounds that you hear, Goli, whatsoever for the rest of the night, other than a repetitive
That could be
gnomish sound below.
terrifying or relieving.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it at that.
And dawn appears. And the ship continues to make its way. Do you have survival, Galen? Trained.
I do.
Okay.
I'm also allowed to make untrained checks as trained.
Oh,
So there you go.
then make a survival roll, please.
15?
Oh, all right.
You're trained in survival?
You
I
sleepwalk,
am
apparently.
trained in survival.
And you roll a 15?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Don't drink the air. It's salty.
It was not a natural one. Let's put that up.
But it wasn't too.
It was a neighbor.
You are not making any heads or tails of the observation dome.
Do Zaldor or Jericho share their experience with the chamber with the rest of us?
We can say yes. It's breakfast time. There's a small little galley area for people to eat, little table.
Is there any food? Any actual food?
No food.
Okay,
and you
so
were
it's
standing
just-
there
just
in
our
your
rations.
new morning robe,
It's-
a little frustrated there's no food prepared for the captain.
Zaldor's cozy captain quarters were not as cozy as captain's quarters would have been expected to be for Zaldor.
Comes with its own robes, apparently.
There's not even any spicy oats. Spicy oats! The only ones you can get are at Peg's. Peg's Tavern in Tavernry.
Nobody
Spicy
knows who
oats.
Pegs is out here. I do.
He still gets paid.
Yeah, I know.
3
Didn't get this tattoo for nothing. Peg's Spicy Oats.
Monetization.
Well, hearing the news, so face, you saw
No, I did not see a face. I saw two eyeballs.
you saw eyeballs. Something looked back at you in the glass.
Eyes.
Is it possible that in the low light and being a reflective glass, the eyes may have been your own?
Different color and size, different spacing apart, and then they went away while I stood still.
Same question applies.
No.
Okay.
Galen will check it out and see if there's
Don't open the door,
any.
or I will slap your hand.
Esoteric lore check, maybe, to see if there's any creature information that you
When
can
you
glean.
go to the hurricane chamber, you see one slight difference. There's
GM.
a new note over the last
Don't
note
tap the
that
glass.
says, "If you open this door, I will shoot you in the face."
Galen.
GM.
Yes,
GM. I forgot
yes.
one thing.
What's that?
Soul sight. Did I sense the presence of a spirit of a living creature inside there?
Yeah, we've been trying to find some use for that, right?
Yeah,
Here we
I took it. I might as well see.
Soul sight, I see it right here. Bard. Opened your senses to the world beyond. You gain spirit sense as an imprecise sense, range 60 feet. And it enables you to sense the spirits of creatures, including living creatures, most non and haunts within the listed range. You still need to seek to locate an undetected creature. Detect spiritual essence, not physical bodies. The spirits of creatures. You detect no spirit.
Yes, I suppose that opens a deeper question. Do elementals have spirits? Or are they just primal parts of Ren? Or this plane or other planes, perhaps?
You know, if Agiri were around, or we had someone else religious like Yannick, we could ask him.
Godless elementals.
Heathen elementals.
If only.
All elementals go to heaven.
Yes, also coffee. Anyone?
Esoteric lore.
Oh.
Here, you can have this, and I give you like half a cup of coffee.
Fantastic, thank you.
You're trying to do esoteric lore?
Yeah, Galen's combing through the occult texts and everything that he has gleaned about the weird creatures and haunts and curses of the world to see if there's something at play with this chamber.
Strange phenomena of every kind. Yeah. Go ahead and sit there and enjoy another hidden roll. You, as you stare into the endless infinity of nothing inside this chamber, you get
That's Thursday for me. Okay.
You get a strong sense that there is an air elemental within this.
Oh, I know what this is! I know
And
exactly what
It
this
is very aggressive and will be extremely violent and dangerous if the door is ever opened.
Shoot.
As you close the door.
Probably should have made that check before I opened the door. Yeah, Galen will report back to the group. I have the strangest experience.
Wait, let me guess. Elemental.
How
that's not
did you
That's
know?
not easy to say.
No, that's not it.
That is
I think it's a
deeply
genie.
insightful, Goli. My goodness.
Oh, you talk to yourself a lot.
Oh, I have to watch out for that. What else have I said?
Hemlock, make
Violent.
a survival roll, then make a fortitude. The fortitude's more important and second.
You're about to die.
Great. 17 survival
Total? Jesus.
total. 31 fortitude.
All right,
Much
you
better.
hold off the fatigue of piloting all night long, but you have a great deal of difficulty figuring out where you are.
We're doing cookies in the sky.
Survival does not appear to be a strong suit of the...
As we're all
That is true.
dying of hypoxia. Going-
We can go higher! I'm turning Michael Jackson at 15,000.
What are we even doing anymore?
I know.
You guys.
I'm tired.
It's ignorant.
That's what I was looking for.
You guys are just ignorant. Totally ignorant.
This boat has a diving board.
Go, Galen.
I roll. It doesn't matter. It's a shit roll, anyways.
Okay, what's the plan?
Ah,
Because all I can tell you is that at some point that compass is gonna spin around real fast.
Yeah. Hemlock's trying to figure out how to
And we're gonna have no fucking clue what to do.
get recentered.
Meditation.
Thanks.
therapy helps.
Glaring at Jeremy also works.
Hemlock, you look
Chris
really
can
tired.
feel that glare.
You should probably go to sleep.
We'll get Zaldor up here.
Captain, oh Captain.
Our fateful trip is done. Our ship has weathered every rack.
Yes.
Except Hemlock's fatigue. Can you go relieve him, please?
Yes, I will. I must change into my robe. And
The relieving robe.
The getting ready to find a robe.
Zaldor changes out, finishes the coffee that Hemlock gave him, and takes over. I am relieving you.
Try to figure out. I think I got us a little lost.
All right.
Throw a dart at the giant map behind me, Seth, and that's where you ended up overnight. I've gotten an alert here, by the way, for a hero point that's going to be given out by Derek, our technician. Derek, who gets a hero point? Alcanet is not a viable option, no.
She is, but you hear,
Directly underneath.
Riding a dragon.
Hemlock has received.
Oh, my goodness.
That
That's a lot.
3 for Seth.
That is a
Should have burned one on that 7 I rolled.
Zaldor, you have command.
yes.
Looking around, you instantly look at landmarks off in the distance and may make a survival roll.
Oh, I fantastic. Did anyone else have a 2 for their survival? Is it just me? Just the captain? That all?
Pretty good.
Fantastic.
Mine's super close.
Wow. Even with the 2, I rolled an 18.
Okay.
Felt good at the time.
Yes.
Zelda will.
He's doing the Bill Murray. I'm flying!
I'm a sailor. I sail. Hello. Ahoy.
Sailor. Zelda will touch the compass. Remind the compass we're going to Fenridge.
Let me remind you.
I'm the captain now. You listen to Zaldor, Wizard of the Seventh Tower. Give me the wind
He's
spheres.
talking to the compass again.
All right. There's no change to the compass that you can discern.
Well done, compass.
Are we still headed in the same cardinal-ish direction
You
we were
guys have
headed?
no idea with these crappy survival
Oh
rolls.
my god. All right, so I spent
feel
a
really
little
good about where
time.
we're going.
the mountains are supposed to be on this side.
Galen spent a little time in the dome yesterday. He will go back to the dome and try to see if he can figure out if we're still moving in the same.
Any other grand
Space.
any dwarven celestial navigational skills?
Celestial for a guy who hides in the ground the entire time.
What's
do we even have stars? Yeah, do we even have stars?
I don't even see that Jericho would have some idea that we're lost. My captains were driving us, so we're probably fine.
Not captain.
You've probably seen more maps than I have.
Ocean captain.
Morale's
Not to
dropping,
the
Zaldor.
surface.
Speaking of dropping, Zaldor will play with
Speaking of
his
dropping
Zaldor.
Yeah, I'm concerned with getting to the ground.
So, Captain Blydor, how are we doing?
Zaldor will grab the lever to descend the ship a little bit lower, and perhaps closer to the ground, though we might be able to see visual landmarks. Even though we've never seen them from above,
All
we
right.
might be able to identify perhaps a tower.
The wake gets a little lower and lower, trying to get some better visuals of some landmarks down below.
Gonna auger it in.
Have you seen Denzel in flight?
Pull the flaps.
Hemlock will also go to the star navigation.
The observation dome is the
thank
name
you.
on the placard.
Yeah, cuddle up, Hemlock. Let's take a look. Get
There's
in
just
here.
room for one.
You do got
we
sleep.
can-
Did someone go in
You do have to sleep
chisel
sometime.
Yeah.
the names in common
There's-
now when we go into
yeah,
rooms?
that's true.
It's all of Hemlock's
Sticky
posting
notes.
notes. Slap, slap, slap.
That's a magic item, yes.
Fucking observation, or I'll shoot you in the face.
Out of many sticky notes.
Like Galen
I
got there first.
apparently can't make heads or tails of this, so please have at it.
Yeah, Hemlock will go in and see what he can glean.
All right. You start gleaning and touching the little stars and things, trying to make heads or tails of things. Boop.
What
boop,
can I do
boop,
for
boop,
you?
Boop. Boop.
There's nearly a bit of stone on here to prey on, so
What am I rolling?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, we're on our way to Funky Town.
There's a slap of a tree branch that falls across the deck.
Little O, hang on. Zaldor will lift the arm back a bit and just see if it works.
All right. It climbs up, and you are a little higher off the ground from these hills that are racing by.
Zaldor steadies a bit and
Okay.
keeps a wary eye on the horizon for anything that just locks out the sun.
All right. You are about 100 feet off the ground currently.
Little more than that. Little more wary. Little higher. We'll get to a comfortable 500 feet.
All right.
Approximately. A fireball's distance. That's what
You
Zaldor
keep
knows.
throwing them until they don't hit. Sorry!
That's our
sorry.
breadcrumbs is all the forest fires we've started behind us. The smokes!
Orflandia is the worst place to do this.
They'll recover, right? They do that. Orphans.
There's always a fire in
Very
there somewhere.
resilient.
Hemlock, you may make a survival roll, please.
Can it be sailing lore instead?
It can.
Oh.
it won't work, but you can.
Yeah, burning a hero point on that natural one.
Oh, God. Lever full down.
That's better. 27.
With a 27, almost twice as much as any survival roll that's been made tonight, you are able to locate where you are at based on the estimation from Goli. You believe you are going to be there in about an hour at your current heading and speed.
Okay.
How would you guys like to handle
What
this?
about at our current height?
Even
Easily
sooner if you
adjusted.
go down.
Hemlock lets everybody know. We should be landing to our destination in about an hour.
So one of our questions that we should probably ask ourselves is like, if we put our ship down on the ground, someone else might just take it. But how do we deal with that whole thing? Like, do we
I thought there was
leave someone on to guard the ship, or leave the ship up in the air and find some way for us to get down, or
Wouldn't they have to? You do this compass thing that.
or they could break it?
Oh, they could break it, yeah.
Yeah, I just think we should think about that.
They could release a vengeful air elemental.
Do not do that.
No, they could.
I think once we anchor it, the ship might have some defensive capabilities against anyone else trying to captain it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Do we have any way to get, like, if it's 100 feet up in the air or something, to get down? Did we find anything on the ship, like a ladder?
Give me your rope and I'll take my rope and we can tie them together.
There is a rope ladder. And a gangplank.
How many feet is the rope ladder?
10.
Thank you. Very helpful.
No,
How tall is the ship?
it's a good 75.
So is it just that lever just makes it go up and down?
There's up and down. There's
Left and right.
There's a throttle, and the wheel are your 4 axes.
I mean, yes, but it's more complicated than that. It's captain knowledge.
You're so full of shit.
Just remember you did this.
It makes sense to me.
Okay.
What is your plan?
Park the ship when we get close, I guess.
How close?
Captain.
That should be part of the conversation. I've never been to Fenridge before. How does
Neither
it
have
work?
I. Probably don't want to land it right in the middle of town. Scare the bejesus out of anyone who's there.
Is there major threats in Fenridge, or is this a safe
Oh, it'd probably be
location?
common sense. I'd want to kill anything that tried to levitate over and crush my family home.
Yes, well, the question is more broad in that Canterbury we know is under threats. Do we also know if Fenridge is under threats?
I do not know that. His lordship might, but I do not.
I am not the one who has chosen this path. You have more knowledge of this place than I.
It's a raging torrent of death. We're all doomed. So
Lord Ansgar's gone again. You have to rope him down. Put him up.
we call him Chicken Little.
Better than chicken fucker.
Wow.
You retain both titles.
I felt like that WoW was completely in character for Jericho. I don't understand dwarves. Man, wow.
They hate each other, don't they?
Thought he always called him Lord something when he said that.
Lord Chicken Fucker.
Yeah, that did not make sense.
It's like Colonel Sanders.
That was a nonsense.
It's hereditary.
They gotta die
So
somehow.
what you think like
Jesus.
think like a mile or two outside of town?
We definitely lost whoever rated.
Oh.
We just got dropped
Makes
off
those little
YouTube.
chicken terrible noises.
Are you okay?
Broke himself. Is Fenridge near water at all? Does anyone know that, or do we have to get a map navigating that? We don't have any land map at all on the ship. Is that correct?
Not a land map, no. What I pointed to for reference and knowledge is that it's above the V on our campaign map of Calavier.
Okay. And that was
Dead
Fenridge,
center
right?
between three rivers.
There you
Hey,
go.
Galen,
Thank you.
Yes.
did you buy something
near none of
so
them.
you don't fall so much?
I did. I feel much more secure with it.
Okay, so I got an idea. Tell me what you think. If you learned how to do the up and down lever, like if Zaldor or Hemlock showed you that, we could set it down like 2 miles outside of town, a little ways off, so we don't scare people. Right? We could like set it down pretty close, so we could just do the little ladder to get out, and then you could lift it up like 100 feet,
Yeah.
and then you could just jump off.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that sounds really
Wait.
great. Only one question. How do we get back in it?
Yeah. Then when we come back, remember when I did that jump on top of the rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that over 100 feet. So we could just get down there, and then I could up to the thing, and then I could do the little lever thing and bring it down to us.
And you're confident you won't miss.
I landed on the rock. The top of the rock was no bigger than a big barrel. I think I can hit a ship that big. Yeah.
If you're confident, Jericho, I'm confident. Are we agreed then? We park it in the sky?
That's a long jump.
I
But I haven't
Get to-
seen you
I
jump.
think we get to where we're going and do a little trial and error.
Well, I mean, I can't exactly cast that magic like 50 times a day.
No, I mean, we see how we're gonna anchor it first. Can we this only anchor in the sky? Can we anchor it? Can we even anchor it to the ground?
Oh. Hey, Captain, what can you anchor this to?
That's a fantastic question when we get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have another fantastic question, I think, and that is, who are we meeting in Fenridge?
Oh, yeah. Hey, dwarf guy.
It's
Joe,
like
just
being
the
called-
denizens of Fenridge. I won't know exactly. They have knowledge we seek.
This-
All of them?
Feels like questions we should have asked.
Before you
Days
decided
ago.
which way to go? Yeah, probably.
So the whole town has not, like, everyone has, like, one word of the story?
Well, someone in there has to know.
Asked to?
That's my knowledge.
Right, well, we are obviously a group of trusting individuals. And perhaps we should be a little less trusting, like Galen, in the future.
Huh.
I was just starting to pull out of it, man.
But you bring me back
Just
in.
starting to believe.
You guys are coming in low and fast to the destination that Hemlock is pointing
How about if we
to.
do low and slower?
Right, yes. I will attempt for slower.
Ooh, double speed.
This way. Compass flips.
You start to slow down and bring the airship lower and slower to the ground. And what was your plan again, Jericho, you had envisioned?
Well, I was thinking if we brought it down to, where you're hovering just off the ground and you got that little disembarkation ladder,
Yep.
then we could all get off except Galen. Like you bring it to a stop, and then Galen could lift it up about 100 feet up in the air, which is where most other people couldn't get up. But I can.
We have to figure out how to anchor the ship first.
Yes, but we want to figure that out before we do all that. But he was asking what my plan was.
The ship has come to a stop amongst some prairie action and low hills. And a couple miles ahead is the town of Fenridge that Goli believes has help for the dragon issue.
The anchoring that was done inside the logbook was indicated it was an anchor spell. Was there anything in the logbook or in the captain's quarters that indicated the activation spells or perhaps magical items that would cast the anchor spell?
Nope.
There's a winch, right?
There is.
Ansgar will try the winch.
As you do that, I'm going to have Zaldor being in the captain's quarters, spent time other than grooming his robes
It's not true, actually.
and coming up with a rose ceremony to figure out who's going to be his cabin boy. He also spent time looking into this anchor spell. You may make an Arcana roll with a difficult DC of 30.
My Arcana is plus 21 now.
Mm-hmm.
And if I take Assurance, that adds plus 10?
No.
It adds Assurance to whatever non-modified rolls.
Right.
All right, so I believe that's probably a 25. I have some things that help my
10
Assurance.
plus your proficiency bonus. So that's going to be your... It's not bad, though. That's going to be your level plus your skill. What is your skill? Untrained? No, trained expert?
It is Arcana's Master.
Okay, so that's 6 until your level of 9. That'd be 15. So yeah, 10 plus 15,
10 plus
25.
15, 25.
Just no item bonuses or anything like that.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll hang on to that. You said 30
30 even.
for this one. Well, that is a critical success. No, it's not. That's a 36.
Oh, that's great. You have unraveled the special key word to speak once the anchor is in place that will make it very difficult for someone to mechanically undo the anchor unless they know the key word. And there is some sort of additional effect you don't know yet connected to it to help with anchoring.
Okay.
And also it will work on air-related objects such as clouds.
As high as we are, you mentioned we currently stopped 100 or so feet above the ground, 150 feet. Are we too low for clouds? Or
Yes, the clouds are sunny day.
no clouds at all.
But there are trees and rocks and things on the ground.
Certainly. I could also bring in some clouds. If that were necessary. I don't know if they would last as long
As we
needed to.
hover, I just want to look and see if the ship's moving just as it is.
Your ship,
Yeah.
Zaldor has brought it to a stop and is just gently bobbing up and down.
It's not going anywhere?
Nope.
All right. I will make note of that to my compatriots.
But how high off the ground is it present?
Your guys' choice. And then Jericho, as you're thinking about that, the vessel is slowly being moved by the breeze.
Okay.
And Ansgar, let's let the anchor out to find out how much chain we have to work with.
He's just been winching away, and I'm assuming nothing is happening.
So is that because before when we were winching, it was reeling it in?
Yeah.
Are we unreeling it by unwinching it? Is the anchor being let out?
The anchor will drop straight down.
Great. Let's.
Yeah, I'm continuing
as
to
far,
let it out.
How much chain do we have?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
Okay. It goes down all the way to the 150 feet that you guys are at currently.
I believe we are anchored.
Let's find a nice big boulder outcropping that we can secure this anchor in and call it good. No.
All right. It is great amounts of prairie, but I'm sure there's some outcroppings elsewhere.
Zaldor, can you secure it further if we do that?
I can cast the anchor spell.
Let's get down like
Which
100.
will
like
lock
a,
it in place.
like 100 feet. Be super good to me.
Certainly.
You want me to get?
And then
back
if you
there.
like, I can take it up to that 100 feet and leave it there.
We can go down, drop us all off.
So we'll find an outcropping of boulders nearby so that we can place the anchor in there,
Okay.
and then we'll secure it with a spell after we let everyone off the ship at the outcropping, and then either I or Galen, who I assume you're planning on drifting down.
Yes.
Yeah, either of us could do that.
Okay, so all of you get off the ship. You're back on terra firma. You have the anchor wrapped around a boulder, and then you're saying the keyword
Correct.
in some strange language. What is that strange word? That does not make sense.
The Byzron word, I assume, for anchor?
I'm not saying.
It's Glorth.
Glorif?
Galorith. There's an in there. It's the umlauts.
Galorif. Got it. Glad
So
I
it's
asked.
Obyrzern in German, Sherlock.
Yes.
It's strikingly similar between the two, I've learned.
It's Tim Conway on a putting field. Glorfun golf.
Mein Klav Jackenstein.
All right, as you do so, the chain gets a little taut, and then the chain and the entire vessel become invisible.
Glorious. That's what I was hoping would happen. Didn't even need to cast a spell on it. Different spell. Mind spell. I'd obviously cast this one.
Yeah, good job, Captain.
Well, maybe we don't need to do anything
I
else.
think we just
No,
go down.
I don't think
we're
we
just
do.
good.
No.
Yeah, that seems fine. Hey, that Zaldo, that was super good.
So
There we go.
Galen will still, with a little bit of, he's not quite as puffed up as he was. He'll step to the edge of the invisible boat now and just take one just slow step
Every
off
every
the
step is a
side.
slow step because you don't know where the edge is.
Yep.
Just like, nope, okay, it's still, okay, here we go. All right.
How does Wonder Woman do this?
And gently float down into a superhero landing.
All right. Mission accomplished.
Does that look just like that one time I did that?
Oh, you did that. I must have learned it from you.
No, I don't think so.
You guys head
close.
out.
Yes.
As fast as possible.
Heading east on foot.
One thing Hemlock would have brought with him, he wants to bring one of the bolts for the ballistas.
Okay, they're huge. It takes two people to carry them around.
I
on deck.
kind of look, I grab one and I kind of look at the dwarves and like, do either of you have a easy way to carry this?
The way the gods intended with a pair of hands. I've got no secrets in that.
Well, my idea was maybe we could show this to a blacksmith in town or to whoever we talk to, and it's might be a useful aid against this dragon.
How are you going to find it when it's invisible?
I know my way around the ship.
The ballista bolt is in fact invisible as well.
Neither of you have a bag of holding?
No.
We have a whole party with that one bag of holding?
No, that's racist. To always assume a dwarf has a bag of holding.
No, you guys are just the new guys. I know what everybody else has. I go through their pockets every night.
Got an ass cheek of swallowing.
Gobble, gobble.
Okay, very well. I won't bring one with us.
Bag of goatsy.
But it sounds like you have something on your shopping list now.
Well, I mean, we're gonna learn how to fight this dragon. I thought maybe if we could build or have some bolts made that were especially
Anti-dragony.
Or just
You might
against
not have
this
to bring the
specific
entire
dragon.
bolt with you, though.
How difficult would it be for Shalara to lug along with her temporarily?
How big is her cheek
Emotionally,
pouch?
well, she is bonded
We're gonna
to
Yes.
take her. We're gonna take her into the city.
No, but we
Oh.
can. I mean, we two of us can carry it the rest of the way, if necessary.
Don't give me that look. One action, you're gone, lady. 3 actions, you're back.
Shalara's holding a knife to her throat. Yeah, do it. Do it.
Instead of any of that, Hemlock just gets some quick dimensions of the bolt.
All right.
He's crafty.
Yeah, you're crafty.
12 fetchling hands by
Yep,
one
exactly.
fetchling Willie. All right, you guys head out east on foot with those measurements in hand and make your way just a couple miles in the direction of where you are confident Fen Ridge is at. It doesn't take long, though, when you hear a disturbance, a sound, not the sound that Goli heard earlier. It is the sound of a cry of pain from a woman in beyond a hill not too far from where you're at, more towards the north, and the growling of dogs, multiple dogs barking and growling.
I hope this is not a gladiatorial slaver being attacked by manticores.
Won't make that mistake twice.
But the third time.
Oh, well, as soon as the cry goes out, Galen's going to start running.
No, this way, Galen.
Galen turns around and runs the other way.
Lord Ansgar will follow Galen.
All right. The group heads across the field and towards around some sharp little rises and hills, and you come across a pack of wolves that have a woman cornered. She has been bitten by one and is fending it off with a mace and smacking away at this wolf, but there are so many. There are 10 of them. As you guys close in, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dire wolves that are at play here, and we have a battle, and we will pause there for our break. I'll load up the battle screen for our players to take a look at during break. For the rest of you folks, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back in just a little bit as we take our break. We'll see you soon. All right, we are back from break. Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to drop a message on our Discord and say hi, we'd love to hear from you, and check that out in gloriousbards.com, as well as our Patreon you can find there to get access to the after show and some great one-shots we do from time to time as well. All right, we are in a fight. You are in a field of thick grass in a with a woman battling 10 dire wolves. She is in the middle of a kind of a upside down horseshoe, upside down U of steep hills. You guys are at the opening of that with 10 dire wolves, and I'm going to roll initiative is what I'm going to do.
Oh my gosh!
And
I'm so excited.
here we go.
Bad dogs.
And it never works right when I want it to work. Refresh.
It does have like 17 characters.
That's no excuse. Begin. And
That's not
roll and roll and roll. All right. So there we go. Everything is
Anything move?
Just the same as it was.
fantastic. Let's end encounter.
Same as it ever was.
All right. Try again. Highlight all the bad
Good
guys.
job.
Select. We will then hit roll.
Now it's changed.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Wow.
Hey, I go first of the heroes.
What the hell? That's crazy.
bad.
Good
That's
luck,
just-
everyone.
That's just
Natural
what I
I'll see
9
you on the
natural
other side.
20s by the wolves.
Jericho rolled a natural 1, by the way, on the initiative.
And I'm still ahead of people.
Wait, did I just roll? What would that be? 10 natural 20s? That would be awesome. All right. We are going to remove her from the battle, and Shalara does not get her own. Oh, shoot.
I guess we're
Let's
starting
roll
over.
initiative.
Roll initiative again. The dogs got screwed. Let's see what happens.
look at me move
Oh,
up.
God, God, they went down 10 points. Jericho rolled
Worst
a
to
natural
first.
20,
I'm going to use the hero
as
point.
did Zaldor and Goli with a natural 1.
Wait, no, I'm supposed to be there. Right? Isn't that Goli?
No.
At the very
No,
end.
you're Mary, Mother of Jesus, down at the end.
Oh,
down there.
I'm
right
Mary
there.
of Nazareth.
There we go. Wow,
okay.
what a change. We're playing it as it lies.
All right.
Okay. We have
Natural
Jericho
one.
up first.
Does this woman look familiar at all?
This woman does not look familiar. No.
Does anyone speak direwolf? Probably just in this encounter. I'm just saying.
Right here. All right. Jericho going first is going to do his lingering composition into the rallying anthem / inspiring defenses. They changed the name on it. That's my first one action right there.
And that's now guaranteed, right?
It's a guarantee if I use my assurance. It's a guarantee success, but it only takes a 24 to get a success, and I have a plus 23. So I prefer to roll and try to get the crit,
Nice.
which makes it last longer. So
what,
I'm
do
going to roll.
what do you need to roll for a critical on the die?
Like an 11.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
I got a success. I rolled a 4 on the die for 27.
That was anticlimactic. All right.
So that's going to go, and that's the one that's the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be +1 to your defense, +1 to all your saving throws, and +2 resistance to all physical damage. And that's all my homies, but not the lady, are within the distance of that. And then the lady is like basically due north of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. That was one action. I'm gonna use 2 actions running towards the lady.
Running between wolves.
Yeah, wolves don't bother me. They don't hate me.
You head towards
That's it right
the
there.
lady.
Careful.
Don't go far so you can go faster. All right.
No, dogs don't hurt gnomes. It's known.
That lady might, though.
Another one.
No.
Slap.
Zaldor.
My charisma's too high.
Zaldor reaches around himself. He often reaches into his cloak of many pockets, but this time he kind of grabs the air, just holds it inside and pulls it like a bowstring and launches a ethereal arrow across the sky that zips itself out of Zaldor into Goli, into Galen, through Lord Ansgar, and then finally into Hemlock 30 feet away, trying to reach Hemlock before it dies down in a loose times arrow, quickening each of you for this next round.
Nice.
Very nice.
Loose times arrow. Level 2 spell. Range 30 feet, 6 creatures till the end of your turn. They are quickened. You can take an extra action to step or stride. That's cool.
Yes.
You have one more action.
Get there faster. Zaldor will actually jangle his bracelet for the last action, doing the same thing
One of the
for
dogs
himself.
comes jumping at you excitedly.
Here. I will increase my speed with my bracelet of dashing and making sure that I have an extra 10 feet to every movement that I take for the next minutes.
Okay. Lord Ansgar, the summoner.
Lord Ansgar, if I can see a little bit more to the north there, please, where the lady is. Perfect. Okay, I am. Can you draw me a 20-foot burst? And I'm going to try to get the 3 wolves right behind Jericho if I can. At a 20-foot burst, yeah. And yep, perfect. And move it one more spot to the right.
That'll get Jericho.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Right there.
Wow. Lighting up 3 wolves right between Jericho in the lead and the whole rest of the group.
And
That's why I ran there.
they are going to be Lord Ansgar swirls his hands around, makes some weird gestures, and a shimmering the air basically shimmers in that area and becomes very stifling and still and just uncomfortable, and anything in there takes 3d6 poison damage.
Ooh, what's the name of the spell?
It is Stifling Stillness. And the duration will last for 1 minute. It's a 20-foot burst, so it is sustained. And they take 3d6 poison damage, and then every time any creature ends its turn in there, they take 3d6 and become fatigued. They can try and hold their breath, but they will become fatigued.
And difficult terrain.
Yeah.
All right.
And they need to make basic fortitude saves, and damage is only 8.
Interesting.
Each of them are shared?
Creatures in the
8
area
each.
that breathe air and aren't holding their breath must spend a single action on their turn straining to breathe. Once they do, they still mostly breathe their own exhaled air, taking 3. So it was going to wait until their turn.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like they can leave if they want and not take any damage. If they decide to commit, then they're wasting a turn and taking poison damage and becoming fatigued as well with a basic fortitude save, is how I'm reading this. Nothing about starting their turn.
Sure. Yeah. It does say creatures in the area. So if you're moving through the area, do you also then lose a turn?
I would,
one of your
creatures in the
actions?
breathing air and aren't holding their breath must spend a single action on their turn straining to breathe. Creatures in the area, boy, that is interesting. Creatures in the area that aren't holding their breath must spend a single action on their turn straining to breathe the air. Let's just wait till their turn and we'll play how that
We'll
goes.
cross that bridge.
Yes.
breaths?
What's that?
I don't think dogs even hold breaths.
I mean, they wouldn't.
They have a panting vulnerability.
Yeah. I mean, they certainly, I don't think, would think to do that. So they would be good creatures to do it too. Shalara will move. She has, since I used 2 actions with the spell, she has 2 actions plus 1 with the speed. So she will take 2 actions and move 50 feet to the north.
She's also quite a bit bigger than that, if I remember.
Yeah, she is large as
I need to
well.
change that.
If I can move south probably 2 or 3 spaces, so I can draw a line through at least 2 of the wolves from her. That would probably, 1 more north would probably be it. There, or I was actually thinking the other 2 to her east, but not Jericho. So if I had a little bit more north, I can hit them going the 2.
bottom 2.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So Shalara is lining up the 2 wolves that way. Okay.
Correct. And then what she is going to then do is open her mouth, and the sound of breaking icicles and a cone, not a cone, but a line of ice shoots from her mouth, and she does her breath attack. And that's going to be 6, 12, 15, 16, 17 points of cold damage to both of those creatures.
With a reflex save?
Correct.
The 2 closest to are on the right is what
Yes.
All right. What do they need to roll?
27, I believe.
Double check that.
What is the DC?
It's my DC. If
That's mine as
Yeah,
well.
what is the DC?
27.
27, yeah.
All right. That is a fail and a critical fail.
Wow, nice.
How much damage should I say?
27?
27. So
No, that was
That
the
was the
DC.
DC.
Sorry.
I'll take
whatever
27.
number.
It was like 17. It was 17. So 34 and 17.
Okay.
Damage.
What,
Nice
and
shot.
Describe it one more time. What does that look like?
That is Shalara's breath weapon, which is it's not a cone, it's just a line of ice. Basically, it's a icicle that just shoots straight for 60 feet and will destroy, not destroy, but will damage anything in its path.
All right.
And that's it.
Fantastic.
I am done.
It is Galen's turn.
This area that you've created, I'm assuming we're not immune to this.
No.
I
And it's-
would probably assume that too if
It's
I were
difficult terrain, too.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, distance
I got
to
through.
the northern wolf, just northeast of me, please.
The one that's inside the
Inside the cone. Yep, 30 feet. Okay, and the other one there is 55. Okay. Okay. So Galen will first. The wolf 55 feet to the southeast, we will Exploit vulnerability. So Galen's eyes flutter and go white momentarily as he attempts to recall esoteric lore knowledge on these wolves. And gets not a great roll. Rolled a 5 plus 19 is 24. I think we'll let the 24 stand.
24 is a success.
All right. What do I learn about these dire wolves?
And what is the information that you got to tell? I always forget.
On success, I always learn the highest bypassable resistance, and I can learn if they have a weakness as well.
There is none of that. So the mortal, what is it? Antithesis?
Personal antithesis,
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Great. So I will be adding that bonus damage, and because of the feats I've taken, it applies to all non-humanoid creatures of the exact same kind.
Okay.
So I don't need to apply this anymore unless I want the extra bonuses from it. All right, great. So then Galen will move with that extra action that Zaldor provided directly in front of Hemlock to provide a little bit of buffer for him.
Okay.
So southeast, just in front of Hemlock.
Like down there?
No, yep, straight in front of him. Yep. Between me and the wolves. Between him and the wolves.
There's
There we
so many
go.
There are
fronts,
wolves
though.
around
Yes.
you. You're surrounded by wolves. So is it to the wolves down to the south? Or the
All to the southeast. Everything has been
Okay.
to the southeast. Yep.
So nothing in the
Yeah,
acid
one
cloud.
back towards Hemlock, please. Just directly in front of him.
I think Alan's allergic to dog hair.
Bless you, Alan. Don't
I
let the
am
wolves
blessed.
kill you with your allergies.
Okay, great. And then Galen, for 2 actions, will strike at distance with his rune of reach on that first wolf. The one to the 2 to the east, directly east of me. The one to the left of that. There we go. That's the one that we're striking at. That is a 14 plus 19, 33.
33 is a critical hit.
Great. So that'll be 6 and 4 is 10, and 5 is 15, and 10 is 25, and 6 is 31. Doubled is 62 points of damage.
Jeez.
Wow. You slice the dire wolf in half in a bloody, gory mess. It is dead.
And then as Galen ends his turn, he says, "My bite is worse than my bark." I just wanted to see the look on Tom's face when I said
it's a
that.
look of pain. It's a look of pain. All right. Before we move on to the next, quick question for our players here. How do the monitors work out for you guys when our new monitors and positions? Does it work out well for you guys?
I love it.
I don't think
that's
we've
right.
ever asked.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, cool. We have a little update in our studio from a couple, maybe 10 episodes ago or so. Yeah. Just curious. Cool. Next up is the gunslinger.
Ooh, you got closer to him. You idiot. And I kind of pat Galen on the shoulder and I do
Do what you do.
quick draw, and I pull out 2 pistoles,
Any 10 paces action?
10 paces, but I'm not going to move.
All right.
I have to do it to pull both guns. And I will fire upon the southernmost wolf there.
That's Wolfie.
Wolfie. Fuck you, Wolfie.
Not Wolfie.
Ooh.
Your foster parents are already dead.
40 to hit.
40 to hit is a critical hit.
Figured.
Terminator 2. They
Oh my
Arnold
God, that is
Schwarzenegger asked
fantastic.
the name of the dog, and it was not Wolfie.
What a reference. I'm impressed. Gain it. No. Almost.
Again, a James Cameron point.
Yeah.
59 points of piercing or bludgeoning damage.
You destroy the neck of the dire wolf and it drops gurgling dead.
Perfect. And then I'll fire again. To the one that was right next to it. That guy. Natural 1.
Whoa, he's not here
Second.
point.
It shoots back.
Second. That's gross.
The wolf's in a red cloak.
31 to hit.
31 to hit is a hit. I stand corrected. It is a critical hit.
Ooh.
He's contabulating.
Still counting.
63.
63.
Jeez,
The exact same shot to the throat of the second one destroys it, dropping it to a bloody mess in the grass.
Perfect.
It was the same bullet, just boomerang.
I
Magic
left.
bullet hit Kennedy and Governor
drop both
Connolly.
guns, do quick draw, and then shoot the one furthest east.
What? How many actions do you have to shoot?
17.
I got quicken.
Quick step or stride.
And strike. Ooh, yeah,
I
you're
didn't
right.
strike this.
Oh, that's right.
Strike
strikes.
works. Strike works. Which one are you shooting at?
The one to that one you have your cursor over, the one to the east.
Okay, got it.
Ooh, 30
Is a
hit.
critical hit.
Yeah.
And it is destroyed.
That's 3 in one round.
Wow.
Just-
Wow.
Jesus.
That's an achievement.
That is.
I love that Galen got in your way. Like, I got it, buddy.
I'll protect you.
Look, I killed one.
Okay.
Stay behind me.
Golly, bringing up the rear of the group.
Yeah, they got this. I'm
Yeah.
fine. Goli does an end run towards Jericho. My pacing is 25.
Are you going
And I've
straight
got
through
an
the poison
extra
cloud?
stride. I would go as straight as an arrow, yeah. So I could go. But it's difficult terrain, so maybe I should try to go around.
What? Okay.
The
25 and then
You can't.
25.
There's wall right here. No, you're gonna have to go into it.
Well, yeah.
Don't go into the stifling stillness.
You can spend an action to hold your breath and not take the damage.
Oh, I need an action to hold my breath?
You don't.
Oh.
That's the feature.
It's a choice.
How far can I get with 2 actions movement or 3 actions movement?
Oh, it's tough because, yeah, it's...
I don't know how this works.
So that's
50.
2, right? You get,
Yeah, but it's difficult terrain inside the circle.
yeah.
Yep.
So
You're
yeah.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for splitting the battlefield, Chris.
It's there's the battlefield's not split anymore. We only have enemies in one.
He was
one
really
section.
like, Jericho ran. I want to keep him
One
away.
in northwest too.
I know, but nothing in the east
Yeah.
or south.
Derek, we got a hero point to give out. Who's gonna get it? Golly receives it.
I inhale the hero point.
Golly, what else are you doing? You done?
Well, I'm still checking to see if what I
You
can
do
get
have an
with
extra
3 movement.
action you can use of movement too.
And I'm figuring that in. 3 actions of movement. 25 is my pacing.
Twice as far
Double
to go
speed,
through.
yes. Right, so just
10
kind of,
feet.
because
for
this
each
is in
zone.
half.
It would probably be with difficult terrain. It would be better to move around if you're going to move 3 actions.
Well,
but not
I can't because there's a dog and gas and all that jazz.
And there's a wall up top, he said. So.
Yeah.
So one more action gets you out of there.
And I can.
And he gets 4 with the quickened.
Yeah, but he has to
But-
hold his breath.
Yes.
Oh yeah, but if you're holding your breath.
You
Hey.
can use
No,
that
no,
action
no.
to hold your breath and not take damage. Yeah.
If you move out of the circle, you don't have to. Oh, no, you do? Oh.
If you enter the circle,
Well, since
at
it
all,
fills you with so much glee, I will not hold my breath. I will continue charging towards the lady. Try to put me adjacent to her if possible.
I'm so sorry. 13 points of damage.
13 damage.
But
Is
you
it
do get a
persistent poison?
save.
I don't know. You tell me.
Basic fortitude.
You got this. You're a dwarf. I am a dwarf, damn it.
Or if the Stone Father, that's some serious fortitude.
27, that's a 30.
So you take half damage.
Half damage.
So 6.
Thought it rounded up.
I thought it rounded down.
I'll take a round down.
It's always round down
It's always round
for
down.
damage.
Yeah, for damage against, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I keep thinking I'm not gonna. Okay.
Wait a minute. You got to round up.
That is a whole bunch of running and no breath held. I took the damage and my turn is done.
All right. We are going to. I just had it up a second. We're going to fall back. The Stifling Stillness is a remaster, I think, of a Cloud Kill style. No, it's a level 5. Just trying to find out how it works. It's tough.
Level 4 is what I have it as.
Your spell, Stifling, is.
Yeah.
Cloud Kill is a level 5.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's not quite working out. Okay, anyways. Goli is done. It is wolf time.
Yeah.
We have a wolf attacking the woman. Goli and Jericho may make perception roll 26s, please.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think that'll do it.
No, 19.
23.
Neither of you see the leash or the collars that they're all wearing.
Or the squeaky toys.
The little clicker.
The woman is batting away the dire wolf and does take another bite, but is able to smack it off. The other 3 that are in the nasty cloud area get a success, and a failure for damage.
So it's only 5 points of damage, and then 2 for the successes. So pretty minimal there.
That's terrible. What did you roll?
2 2s and a 1.
Ugh.
All right, they've taken that damage. 1 is now fatigued though as well.
Yep.
And they run out and try to get away. 1 races down south and charges at Galen.
Did they run past Shalara?
No.
Okay. Within 10 feet of her?
Yes, 10 feet, yes.
They will take an attack of
Okay,
opportunity.
let me do Galen first. Galen, a 21 to hit.
Miss.
That is it. Opportunity attack from Shalara as the direwolf runs by.
Yep. That is going to be 35 to hit.
That is a critical hit from the summoned dragon Eidolon.
All right. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 6, 18, 22, 44 damage from her.
Jeez.
Slaughters the direwolf as it goes by. The third direwolf tactically goes in a crazy ass panic all over trying to catch its breath and ends its turn. That one's done. That one's done. There's two of them to the west. They come charging in towards, well, they're going to go towards a man, not towards a crazy ass ice dragon.
Oh dear.
And one gets 2 attacks, and the other just gets 1 attack. Here are the attacks on Zaldor. 1 critically misses and bites and snaps and wounds its own friend next to it. The other misses and misses. Total absolute failure on those wolves' parts.
Jerry, what the hell are you doing?
Dun, dun, dun. And that is all of them. It is back to Jericho, who is in the tight U next to the woman and one wolf and Goli.
Oh, that's Goli right there. So there's only one bad guy right up here with us.
Within 10 feet, another one within 15, 20.
Alrighty. Then I am going to...
Wait, that was difficult terrain, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one's still running around.
Can we see
Smaller.
within that cloud?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the ground is,
Okay.
I think, right?
So we don't have to do that like
No,
But
there's no.
penalty to
It's
see.
it's nothing is
Okay.
concealed or anything.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Force Barrage at 3rd level.
Jesus.
At the wolf that's right there. So that does 9d4 if I'm doing my math correct.
No, you said 4th level?
Yeah.
So I have it at 3d4 plus 3 at 5th level. Because it's a 1d4 plus 3 for every heightened every 2 levels.
Oh, it's every 2 levels. You're right.
Yeah.
So what is that you have?
So at level 5, so you would have 2d4 plus 2
One
At
three-
level 5?
for each bolt at level 4.
level 5. What's with it? I'll do it level 3 because that doesn't make sense to do it level 4.
Yeah.
I think it's the same.
So
2. Yeah.
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 So what did you say? I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
2d4 plus 2 per bolt.
64
64
plus
plus
3.
Plus 6.
Plus 6.
Plus
yeah.
6. Sorry.
All right. 16 plus the. So 16 on the die. Plus. You said plus 4? No.
6 plus 6.
Plus 6. 16 plus 6. 22.
Can you describe what that visually looks like to this poor innocent puppy?
Yeah. So as he comes out, he has his trumpet that he pulls up, and he actually just blows out a quick staccato beat on his trumpet, and then his hand also comes out, and then out of his hand just comes with the beat of the staccato beat on the trumpet comes these balls of energy come out
Cool.
and thump into the side, right into the rib cage of the beast that is there.
All right, tapping his foot to the beat is Zaldor the Elderly to the southwest.
love this song.
What would you like to do?
Zaldor will, I'm pretty sure, send a thunder sphere since he's got 2 right next to him. And I just want to make sure that I'm looking at the right one. That just targets one creature. We'll do a blazing bolt. Zaldor will cast a blazing bolt towards both of the creatures. And in fact, one over his shoulder as well towards Galen. Not at Galen, but
How many actions you spending?
I'm spending 3.
3.
Yeah. So that will be the first attack is for. Sorry, don't do math on this very often. 31
To the one next to Galen?
to the one next to me.
Which one, north or south?
South.
To hit?
Yes.
Critical.
30 for the next one.
Critical.
And less than that, 27 for the one next to Galen.
Critical.
Fantastic.
With fatigue, by the way.
They will take.
So I'd take 2 off their check then? Oh, 1.
8, 10, 15 points of flame damage
So
each.
double?
Yeah, 36 then. 36 points of fire damage for each of the critical hits.
How did it go from 15 to 36 when Chris
Yeah.
said doubled?
It was 18.
Oh.
18 points of damage to 36.
So wait, are 18 and 15 are those different numbers?
No,
Yep.
they're the same number.
Depends.
But thank you for
In
asking.
old
On how
Basra.
senile your wizard is.
It depends if you're taking the damage or giving.
Bolts of fire lash out and strike 3 different dire wolves, destroying the one next to Galen, the fatigued one, and badly hurting the 2 right next to you, Zaldor. Great job. And not too far from you is Lord Ansgar.
Shalara will travel to the south, flanking with Zaldor if possible. So,
Don't flank behind Zaldor. That's wrong. Bad dragon.
so to the left of the 2 wolves, preferably. Thank you. And then she is going to attack the southern of the 2 wolves. It's going to be a 29 to hit with her tail
Another
lash.
critical with the tail lash.
So 7, 8, 9.
It only has 9 left. It is destroyed.
Then many more than that. And as her final action, because I'm seeding any of my actions for hers, and she will attack again. That's going to be a 19 to hit. Sounds like that may be a hit, though.
19 to hit is a hit.
And that's 10,
Not so dire
12,
wolves, am I right?
12, 22, 28 points of damage.
Destroys that one. And you still have 1 action left if you want, and then you're quickened? Not him.
Yeah.
Good, because that complicates things. Thank you.
I will move 25 feet just straight north. Actually, no, I'm going to stay where I am and sustain the poison cloud.
Okay, because why not torment that?
Yeah.
And the others who
Shh. I want to watch you die.
only need to kill the one remaining wolf. Oh, wait, there's 2. Sorry, my
Let
bad.
nature take its course.
Goli gets to kill one.
fun. So this is this wolf. How far? The one in the middle of the poison.
25 feet.
All right. You hear a blast of compressed air, and Galen leaps.
It's flammable
Through the air. 30 feet, and so lands, let's see, how far does 30 feet get me? Yep, perfect. Lands right there, and then turns around and takes a swipe at this creature. That's going to be 37 to hit.
Is a critical hit.
Yeah, that's going to be like about 58 points of damage or so.
You have killed it.
Done.
You killed the doggy?
And then
Oh, now we're
hold your
feeling
breath.
remorse.
I as I leapt through the air, took a deep inhale of breath before I landed, and will now hold it. And also will use my last action to walk north as far as I can get.
What's your move speed?
25.
Okay, so you're going to get, right about there.
Yep.
In the difficult terrain. Cool. Hemlock on the south side of this poisonous miasma.
Jericho,
Hi.
pull up your socks.
I don't wear socks.
I don't know what that means.
My feet are commando.
I'm wearing Birkenstocks.
29 to hit.
The wolf that's using Jericho, the last wolf using Jericho as light cover,
Uh-huh.
blasting by his ear, that is a critical hit. It is destroyed.
It is
Yep.
destroyed.
I will continue to sustain. Also, as soon as the last wolf dies, Shalara basically does one spin around Ansgar, and then just in a just icicles just fall down on the ground as she
Oh,
dematerializes.
cool.
She didn't want a snack.
Yeah.
Does she eat?
I gotta go check on the
You've
lady.
not seen that.
Well,
was
that's
that?
why I
I gotta go
asked.
check on the lady.
All right,
All I can say is you've not seen that.
you were right there next to the lady.
Lady.
Hey, lady.
You go over to her. She looks exhausted. She is bleeding from her arm, and you go over to her to help her up as she has dropped to her knees, almost getting tackled by this wolf. As you help her up, you let go and step back in alarm, and Goli doesn't know exactly why, as you see a bright blue on her arm, vein-like structure hidden by the collar of her tunic.
Does it seem familiar?
It seems slightly familiar, but she looks at you and says, "I thank you."
Does she say in that weird mechanical way?
She does.
We thank you.
Uh-huh.
My name's Jericho. I've seen people with that blue stuff on your arm before down in Thave.
You know the glow?
That's not what they called it, but is that what they call it up here?
Yes.
But where did you get it?
It was given to me,
By?
the Legion.
Oh, it was being given out by the leaders of Thave down in Thave.
That is wrong.
She's going to be fun to deal with.
Well, I didn't know who should be giving it out. It really was above my pay grade.
You are a dwarf.
I am. And what are you?
She gets very inquisitive look on her face and kneels down next to you.
I'm game.
Don't let her touch you.
It's finally happened.
I've always dreamed of this. No, watch.
I don't want to watch.
Derek, stop zooming in the map, please.
Hit a point. Come on.
That's going to depend.
You don't know how bad I need this.
Why do you kneel?
And she reaches out and Pillsbury Doughboys you in the belly.
What the hell's that mean?
Oh,
Did you think that's something you have to look up in Urban Dictionary?
I'm looking through the conditions cards here.
Doughboy. Ooh.
Oh, I Mr. Clean her right back.
I'm not familiar with this custom. Should I be concerned addressing Jericho?
I don't understand what's going. Well, what is your fascination with my friend? This my friend Goli.
She's making me ticklish.
Ha ha ha. I have never seen a dwarf.
Are you injured, dear? You look a bit bitten.
I have been bitten, yes. She stands up. You are a gnome.
That is true.
She walks over to you and kneels down. She does not touch your belly.
I'm gonna poke her in the belly.
Ha ha.
Hey, I don't know what the Legion is. What is the Legion?
That's assault.
Not. The Legion are our enemy.
Oh, and they did this to you?
Yes,
Is that good or bad?
it is bad. Who are they? And she motions to the rest of the dog murderers out beyond.
Those are my friends.
You killed my puppies.
They came here to save you.
The dog show's next weekend. Now what do I do?
I'm never going to get into the Iditarod now.
The prairie, the dry Iditarod on the prairie. It's our off season, damn it.
We were training.
Was there?
Sounds just like that Manticore cancellation assassination we heard
Lo
about.
and behold,
that
I'm trying to play Pathfinder, and all these other guys are just joking around.
Has Goli ever seen an affliction like this? Blue veiny material.
No.
Comment, Zangar.
Golly.
I'll show you an affliction.
Red and blistery versus blue and veiny.
Yeah, you have a problem getting to stage 1, though. Golly knew.
Would like to.
Why do you say it that way? Like
'cause-
one of us should.
He's an isolated little dwarfy guy, you know?
Yeah, possibly trying to analyze to see if my magic would work, and if I have an inkling that it could, or I don't know if it can, I would like to try and cure an affliction.
Do we still
Okay.
have that vaporizer? That Legion vaporizer?
You also can see that her eyes occasionally
That might cure.
glow blue. Instead of the whites, they become blue, and then they fade back to white.
Possibly.
There were quite a number of refugees around Tabernary. Has anybody like this come through that area?
Yes, a whole
While
bunch.
Galen was there. So Galen would perhaps know what or who this is.
What it is, yes, is an automaton.
We've seen refugees of this kind in Tabernary. You must have encountered them too. We saw them outside the city gates. Are there... What is your name?
I am Sella.
Sella.
You are human.
I am a human. Were you just randomly attacked by these animals? Did they come just out of the woods to attack you?
She goes over towards another dead animal, and it is a deer that she pulls out and wraps a rope around. I must hunt. My husband is no more. I must provide for myself.
Are there any others like you out here?
Yes, and she points in the direction you guys are headed, almost poking you in the eye by accident.
Might we accompany you?
Yes.
Could you show us the way, please?
Yes. She walks off.
Gentlemen, I think we found a guide.
I.
Can you heal
To
an
what
automaton?
end that is.
You want to trust this thing?
They're really reminding me of the crew from Galaxy Quest right now.
Not trust, but we might be safer arriving with it.
Is there a reason not to trust her?
She would vouch for us.
We
Okay.
have just saved her.
Also, she's not unlike many that we've already met and known.
That's true.
We can
Okay.
always kill her if we need to.
Wow. That's not really the way.
It's the dwarven way.
Not on my ship.
We aren't on your ship.
Help, antagonize, kill. That's our motto.
Help, antagonize, kill. That's like
Not always in that order.
All of these automatons are left over from when the Legion landed near Canterbury, right?
Yes, they did not exist until the Legion arrived 5 years ago. And Goli, you do not know if that can work or not.
Then I test the theory and I lash out with a heal spell.
Holy shit.
Lash out with healing.
She has the unliving trait and you kill her.
well, that would answer some questions.
You cast the spell and she stops and touches her wounds and the blood comes off and there's no wound. She looks around. I have detected magic. Who has done this?
We did not hear a sound that you made.
You are a dwarf. She comes over to you and kneels down.
Do not touch me. And Gar backs up.
Goli comes back.
You got another one of those in you?
Well, yes.
I got plenty of dough for you.
You touched my innie.
That's sorry about your luck.
You're just kind of swirling it around. It's really weird.
Can you make it a wet willy one?
Fetish unlocked. All right.
I'm almost there. Don't look at me.
I've been quickened. All right. She heads off towards the east with the group in tow.
As we walk, Galen will let her know that we've had.
Let her know.
So, Stella,
Stop coughing.
we've encountered others like you, refugees. Do you have a large refugee clan up here?
I have my people.
How many people do you have?
37.
Wow, that's quite a number. Have you found a safe haven up here?
She points, almost poking you in the eye again, in the direction she's headed.
It keeps changing directions.
Are we headed towards Fenridge?
Yes. You are a fetchling. She stepped back.
Yeah. Right.
Wait, do you not like fetchlings?
She walks away without finishing that sentence.
That's a yes.
Is your group safe here?
What?
Is your group safe here?
Yes.
You've made a safe home here.
Yes.
Hey, have you heard about the big dragon that's down in the big city south of here?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
No, we need to find Fenridge. I don't know why we're off wandering about.
That's where she said we're going.
We're going to Fenridge?
She seems
That's
to be
what I
leading
just
us
asked
there.
her.
Yeah. You should pay attention to the conversation.
His
we're
mind
having.
is elsewhere.
It is hard to heal and have your belly tickled at the same time.
clarity kick in?
Still a little hazier here.
Get your
I'm
mind out of your
losing hero
belly button.
points.
Derek just put in the chat for us, our own technician. We'll start apologizing soon. We'll have the apology tour going on shortly.
Come on, we're being open about this. Let's be open about
Hey,
it.
we're sex positive here, okay?
You continue walking, and she leads you towards a small hamlet tucked between some more hills.
Is it a village?
I just want to say that I once
Hamlet?
knew a guy named Hamlet.
Fenridge, she says, pointing, with glory in her voice. The sense of home.
Hey, who was it? What was it we were looking for here in Fenridge? Like, with as much clarity as you can muster, which is a low bar, I know.
As, we're looking for a way to kill a dragon.
Oh, hey, do you know how to kill a dragon?
No,
Do you know someone in Fenridge who knows about dragons?
no,
Do you know someone who knows how to kill dragons?
no,
Do you know someone who might know about killing dragons?
no.
I told you we should have gone.
Do you know
to the
someone
other
who knows a lot of
I didn't
stuff?
say it'd
Yes.
be easy.
Can you show us that person?
Yes,
Thank you so much. You're the best.
yes.
Can I poke you in the belly again?
No.
Thank you.
Off she walks. You enter this village. It's a small place, wooden houses, thatched roofs. Not the most wealthiest place you have ever come across. And you see there are half a dozen people coming out of their houses looking at you all, you strangers coming in. They are also all automatons. You see occasional flash of blue eyes, but they are humans in all appearances from afar, or elvish even. But they have a little bit of brightish bluish light occasionally, only on some of them that show. It's a different take than the evil vine creature, void creatures you've dealt with before. And you walk in, you see there are more people gathering in the central town squarish area, but again, it's all just dirt paths, some buckets for water in here, not a lot of activity. You haven't even seen a road going in or out of this town. You've just been walking through small little hunting trail. She slings her deer off next to a house and takes you towards the center of town where there are several more people that are gathering. As you do so, you hear a woman from a doorway say, looking at you, "The end of us all," and then close the door.
More inflection in the voice than
Yep.
what we heard from Sella.
Yep.
Sella, who was that? Were they talking about us?
I do not know.
Do you know who they were?
Yes.
Who was it?
Why do you need names of every single goddamn person?
We're going to ask you 36 more questions.
I'd like to know who her parents were and what her hopes,
Family
dreams, and
tree.
aspirations are. Did she go to school somewhere? What's her favorite kind of pie?
Hold on, I have a connection to Chat GPT. Excuse me. All right. You are brought into the middle of town, and there are little whispers and people mumbling towards one another as you all come in.
I'm just waving. Hi. Hi, everybody. It's nice to see you.
There in front of the crowd, she stands forward and says, "I have found these outsiders. Outside," she says, pointing the direction that you came. "They rescued me from wolf attack. They are heroes."
That is true.
And a man steps out with a blue flash in his eyes, but no veiny color on his arms. And he steps out in a tattered looking robe and some torn trousers, no shoes whatsoever. And he says, "Whom do we owe this gratitude towards?"
Yeah, we are the guardians of Tabernary. We are here because we believe that
You are Galen, captain of the guard of Tabernary.
I was once upon a time. May I ask, how do you know that?
Google.
Our people have shared stories of you protecting us outside in Newall, in Tabernary, from the dangers against Tabernary and from evil people in Tabernary.
Ooh, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? He's...
I do not.
Take it. I'll give you a hint. I'm a gnome.
I am Edric.
Edric, I've been honored to know some automatons and yes, thankfully be able to protect them and help them be a part of a Tabernary and hopefully some of them have been able to settle down and feel safe and protected, as you seem to have done here. What is this place?
Galen asks a thoughtful question, and before you give an answer, you notice Zaldor is attracted like a moth to flame towards a large, bright blue crystal that is slightly emanating power in the town square.
Oh,
It is
Why?
has a
sorry, that was a
Jericho
little more
teleports to the
inflection
top
than I
of it.
intended.
it is surrounded by a brass wire frame structure. And it gives off a little bit of a energy, a lowish sound, and it dominates this place. Edric answers your question and says, "We had to flee and fight back against the Legion. Many places did not care for us. We were changed by the Legion years ago. Some of us came from here, myself included, so we decided to make our home here, free from others."
Edric, I want to assure you that we will do everything we can to protect you, and no one will find out that you are here from us.
He has them point their guns down. It's okay. Shh.
Okay, what is that giant crystal there? I've never seen anything like it.
You hear the source from multiple people in the crowd. That is the source.
Zaldor, are you picking up anything here?
He is full koala wrapped around.
It's
Is the source a good thing or a bad thing?
It is life.
So that's good.
Yes.
Okay. I just didn't know.
Zaldor, make an Arcana roll, please.
Mhm. Gladly. With enthusiasm. With a little more enthusiasm. I only rolled a 4. I'm going to roll it a little stronger. Yes, with 11, 32.
With a 32, you recognize this. 32. You recognize this as a Chiloran energy source that has been repurposed by the Legion, that has been repurposed by the automatons here at Fenridge.
Wow.
I'm sorry to say, Lord Ansgar, that I'm not getting a very offensive feeling from these people. More refugees than anything else. I will admit that it may have been a mistake to come here, but I would not trouble them for slaughtering a dragon, asking them for any technology they don't seem to have.
Well, it was a decision that was made and cannot be undone. So,
Does anyone understand how powerful this is? It could be the most immense weapon we've ever seen. Not to mention, of course, all levels of life-giving abilities that it would have, the energy that would keep just to maintain the vibrations it has to keep the hums going. Of course, it's different than it was before. It's not the original form in the old Chiloran styles, but you must understand, you cannot find these anymore, Lorenzo. You cannot hunt them down. You cannot seek them out unless you come from very, very, very deep inside
as
the ring.
fascinating as that is, how can it aid us in our current task?
The amount of technology that we continue to be coming across in our most recent days can only mean that we are near and dear to something that we've never even experienced before. But if we can see that our Starfall engine has been powered even slightly from something as vast as this power crystal, even using the air elemental that we have, the two combined would just be spectacularly storm building.
We could make a big storm like a lightning storm.
Immensely. And we could sustain it even, because the power inside this crystal sustains all sorts of power. It holds a wand spell. Think of it like a charge inside your ring that never dies. Not once per day, not 5 times per day. Always ongoing. Sourcing of force and force and force that just does never end out, because itself is a part of... Oh, I'm sorry. What else go?
What the?
Friend Zaldor,
Is that our airship?
Yeah, that's the end result.
that is terrible.
It
Wow.
gets so high.
I'm a little appalled by that. But
Too soon.
what would that do, utilizing this crystal, to the people here? Who are
Hey, they said it was
apparently
life.
the source for something of theirs, which I can only assume is the thing that is affecting them.
Perhaps we should ask them.
That's a great idea.
What is it that you plan? We cannot hear you.
Edric, we are simply discussing. We were sent here on a mission to protect this entire land, and to do so, we must kill a dragon that has overtaken Canabran. We are simply searching for solutions. Might I ask, how does this crystal sustain you? You call it the source. It is a source of power, but how does it give you life?
We need the energy from this to live, as well as food.
Yep, that settles it. It's not for us. It's a relic of the Stone Father, and it's marked for other people, not for what we'd come to do. Knowing this, I'd be happy to walk away from it.
You're the one that told us there was someone here who knew something about dragons.
And not at this cost. If it's food and life to them, and
We just thought someone knew something about dragons.
yes,
Can't we just ask if someone here knows something about dragons before you walk away?
yes.
Oh my goodness.
But I wouldn't
Dwarves.
take this crystal or have anything to do with this crystal now.
Well, no, it's too big. Hey, did any of you guys know anything about killing dragons?
Edric says, yes. How do you know that?
This is Goli. He's a dwarf. Don't touch his belly. He kind of likes it, but it gets him super distracted. There's
Go on, lady, touch it.
See what I said. There's an underworld dragon, apparently, a bad one, that's in Canabran. That's a big city south of here. You probably know about it because you're from here. But it's doing bad things to the people that are there. And then we got sent by a bunch of people, some of them magic people, some of them kind of losers, to go and beat up that dragon. And Goli here said there was someone here that he had heard that knew something about how to beat up that dragon.
I have heard stories about a way to slay a dragon.
Oh, love to hear him. By the way, storyteller myself. Love to hear stories.
There was a story passed on by Havmien, a historian, before we were taken.
Hobnim, yeah.
You know Havmien.
No, I just love the name. It's got a musical kind of lilt to it.
Havmien did not make it out alive from the capture, but he had spoken of an old relic that once slew a dragon. And he says, in the mountain, and he points quickly, awkwardly, almost getting someone in the face, points to the north, in the cliff. And then you hear one of the people say, Lifra, Lifra. Lifra, a young man, 2 years ago, explored many places and explored that place. He said that he found the cave with the danger. He said the cave had a connection with him and the source. And only because of his connection did the cave let him inside. He spoke of singing and an endless shining.
I love singing.
Yes, musical. And he points at you. But Lifra is gone.
And what did that have to do with the dragon?
He wanted to see if it was true. He came back with nothing. But said there was something there. Something connected that worked with him. We are connected to the source. And then you hear the source, the source, the source.
Edric, would you be willing to have some of your people accompany us to this cave so that we might seek this weapon? It might be our best chance to not just protect Canabrin, but you as well. There are forces gathering out there that would tear this valley, this whole plain apart. We can use all the help we can get right now.
Sella says, I will go. And Edric says, you will speak with me. And he comes very close to you. Surrounded by this crowd, just you and just Galen and Edric. The source has diminished. We cannot stray far from it. Or we will weaken and we will die. So, no. But they do not know this.
Do you think that Sella wouldn't make it to the mountain? Is it too far?
Yes. Sella would want to touch the source, but she would not make it. That is what I believe Lifra has died.
I certainly wouldn't want anyone to sacrifice themselves for this.
And this dragon is a threat to Canabrin.
It is not just a threat to Canabrin, it is a threat to this entire area, and if it grows and grows in power, who knows what it would threaten next. It has to be stopped.
Ask him if the crystal can be fed.
Do you know if we can strengthen the source? Is there anything we might be able to do?
This was... He steps back. The source is something we are quite proud of. We recovered it in our escape from the Legion. We have seen nothing like it before nor since. It is ours and we are it.
The source.
The source.
Is it a natural element that it's encasing power, or does it seem to be constructed?
More constructed. Magically constructed and delicious.
Are all of the automatons, I believe you call yourselves, in Tabernary, the ones that you have mentioned before, will they also die because they are not near this source? Are they all tied into this particular source here, or is there some other thing?
About 36 heads point in his direction. We will talk, you and I. And he comes close to you and says, I believe that the source is our life, but we have become connected to it in a way that is not natural or helpful for us in a long term. Others do not have this problem. We gained much early with strength and energy, but it is now a weight upon us.
And there is one amongst you that is in that house there that does not seem like the rest of you. Is she different?
No. We are all the same as we all follow the source, he says loudly.
How did Lifra pass? What was it like? What happened to Lifra?
We do not know how or what it was like. He traveled far. He said he was traveling out east. He was an explorer. He wanted to see Varen. And we found him. We believe he was returning back. I warned him that it was too dangerous for him to go. I believe he recognized this, but it was too late.
Do you think you could draw us like a little map where that cave place might be? Like your best guess?
Yes,
That'd be super duper. I'd be so thankful.
but Lifra, from what he said, you are not Glow, so you will not succeed. Your quest is in vain.
I am musical though.
You are musical. And he points at you.
Yeah.
Goli, Ansgar. I know this seems like it might not be natural, but can you understand the nature of this energy at all?
It is, I believe, Zaldor seemed to have the best understanding of it. It is of the Legion.
It is not of the Stonefather. The base is.
Although, also just as a side, I think we need to talk to that other woman, the one that went into the home. She seemed different.
She's there in the crowd.
Oh,
watching.
is she?
Yeah.
I thought she went like
All
close.
37 people.
But all the rest of the
Came
people
that
came
way.
after. As the conversation
Has she
grew.
been acting different?
Nope.
She's acting the same.
Yep.
All the same.
Hemlock just sitting, by the way, pulls out that Legion compass we picked up a long time ago
Okay.
just to see what it's doing.
You get out that device, rectangular restaurant beeper type thing.
Yeah.
Table's ready.
Yeah, your table's not ready, but there is a light and it is pointing to the southwest.
Okay.
Is there anything that we know of in that direction? That like
Yeah, when it was when we were below it, it was pointing to the north. Or when we were in
We were
Thave.
in Thave. Yeah.
Hey, Hemlock, maybe you should ask them if they know what that thing does.
I'll ask Edric if he knows what it is.
Ask him.
Edric, we happened upon a wreck.
He steps back one step.
Nice. We happened upon
I can't hear you from over here.
a wrecked Legion ship, and we found this device. Do you have any idea what it is?
You have fought the Legion. They fought the Legion. People are excited.
The source.
No, the Legion. They smack the weird shrimpy kid who never quite follows along.
Sparks coming out of the ear all the time.
Hemlock doesn't answer that question, but just holds the device out. Do you know what this is?
He takes a look at it and looks at it close, moves around with it. Do you know of the Chiloran people?
A little bit.
This connects to a Chiloran location.
Another source.
My guess is that is the same type of location that Lifra found. And he hands a piece of paper with a crude map on it to you, Jericho, I believe
What
it asked for.
direction is the place we're going to?
North. And by the looks of it, not very far.
And Ansgar sort of wandered away and kind of subtly approached the person that seemed a little different and is sort of watching her. And does she have any of the blue or anything
She
on?
does.
You just love herrings, don't you?
Especially
Is there a
the
ring
blue
on her
veiny
finger?
kind.
She's single.
Hello.
She nods and stands behind a larger woman.
Do you like to push bellies.
Don't make it weird.
It's too late.
You seem a little different from the others here.
She doesn't respond and stays hidden. She's peeking between the armpit of the woman that she's hiding behind.
Is this like a kid?
Nope. It's a 55-year-old automaton trying to live her life.
Lot of
No fucking name.
Do you have a name?
I literally thought you were about to say, no fucking way am I just going to let her live her life. Let's go.
Why do you hide? I mean you no harm.
Meanwhile, what else happens?
Do a lot of these people, are they like way more timid of Hemlock than anybody else in the group?
Yes.
Galen will give close to Edric and whisper in a way that hopefully nobody else, none of the other automatons can overhear. You mentioned that the source may not be a good thing for your people any longer.
We touched it. It came and gave its energy to us. We used that to help in our flight from the Legion. It shared its power with us as it can. But over the years, I feel it has made our bodies reliant upon it.
What will you do when the source runs out?
I do not feel it. He steps back. The source is strong
The source.
and will forever remain. And you hear the source, the soul.
What if one of us touched this thing?
By all
Has
rights,
Zaldor touched it, by
No.
the way?
you'd be part of the source by his logic, and subject to the same constraints I think he had mentioned before. Slow death the further away you got from it.
Doesn't seem worth the risk.
Also, not likely. For someone to be completely transfigured, even by a power source such as heavily as a Shaloran power crystal, would require a great deal of different magic. Transfiguration, of course, and others that might be involved. I feel like it might still cause harm. However, I would be shocked if it were dependent on a life source, unless it was previously constructed.
We
These-
were surgically attacked by the Legion. They modified us and harmed us, transformed us. And now they are gone, leaving us behind. For what purpose, we do not know.
No.
They also touched this years and years ago.
After, I'm sure, their surgical attacks
Surgical attacks.
Surgical attacks.
and modifications
But
that
if one
gave
of
them
us
access to the
touched
source.
touched this now, you don't think it would work the same?
I believe you might get quite a jolt. I don't believe you would become one of the source people.
Oh, I want to try
I
this.
don't want to become one of the source people. I just want to become touched by the source. To get into, well, not specifically me, but if one of us touched it.
I agree. Edric, if you don't mind, I would like to touch and be a part of your source.
You hear more whisper, the source, the
The
source.
source.
He's a dwarf.
The dwarf source!
Not the dwarf!
It wasn't a derogatory. It was a statement.
Hendrik, remember the code!
Not the wee ones.
I think you gotta touch it with your belly.
I'm stuck!
Don't put your tongue on it.
Crystal.
Christmas story. He says, "Are you worthy of the source?" The source.
I believe so.
Then you would show you're worthy for
Oi.
the source.
Here we go.
And the place gets really quiet, and people are all staring at this strange dwarf.
Don't make it weird.
Prove your. How can I show my worth?
You hear a couple from the crowd.
Goli will approach the crystal.
He stops between you. You must show your worth before joining the source.
How can I do that?
If you do not know, you are not worthy.
No.
As I hear all this, and I heard him talk about the place that the guy traveled to, I did hear a little talk about music. Is there anything from like stories that or songs that Jericho might have heard that might give some? It might have slipped out of this place about what that might all mean.
I must say no to that.
Okay.
Reasonable question, but no.
Sure.
Edric, you fought against the legions. You would know about the surrounding kingdoms and what they mean. Would that be correct?
Yes.
I would think so.
No further questions.
Then I think you would recognize this. And Goli goes into his pack and pulls out the big the Queen's flag and pulls that out.
All
and
right.
says, "Would you recognize this if I showed it to you?
That I do.
Would this prove some worth to my claim?"
He says, this is royalty of Calavier to the people around him.
This, if we do not act soon enough, may be all that's left of Calavier. So I don't make it idly.
Though we have left Calavier behind as much as we can, we have come from Calavier. And he walks over to you and kneels down.
How many are
He walks over and puts his hand on your shoulder and says, you are worthy.
All right.
This dwarf will join the source. No, the source.
Source. I don't know what this will mean. If something ill comes of it, I trust you'll take care of it.
I'll do what I can, Goli.
We will bury you and say nice things.
No,
Speak
Betty.
of such things.
You won't say nice things?
Do not speak of burying my comrade.
Oh, I guess.
Goli will
Don't
step forward to the
care.
crystal.
He gets in the way of you.
Damn.
We will prepare for the indoctrination to the source. People get excited.
There are steps.
And
The indoctrination!
they start to form a corridor of people pointing to the source at one end. He takes you to the far end and backs you up and backs you up. I am not going to lie. This will hurt.
But you're having me run at it from like 50 feet away.
You must tackle the source.
You dive into it like a gelatinous cube.
No, turn around. What?
The source.
becomes part of you.
And be in you.
He says, I will tell you, we have had others touch the source. Some have been gravely injured. One has not lived. Are you sure you want to do this? Worthy is not assurance.
Well, the Stone Father would not take kindly to cowardice, so I am more than willing to do it.
Then this is what you will do. When the chanting begins, when it begins,
the source.
Shutting some people down. Premature
Morning on and on.
When the chanting begins, approach the source slowly with your eyes averted. Not too averted, you must get to the source.
He's an automaton.
3 is the number you must come to.
Come on, this is serious and solemn.
Yes.
You will touch the source with one hand high and one hand low. And hold for as long as you can. And then you will be one with the source. And are you prepared? What is your name, dwarf?
Goli. Goli Redbeard.
Goli Redbeard will now become one.
No. Goli. Goli Redbeard. Wait, do-overs.
With the source. Let the indoctrination begin. And they start to chant this low murmur.
Goli begins making his way down, averting his eyes, but still proceeding in that direction.
All right. Amongst the murmuring, the chanting, you do hear another murmur over it.
Don't do it!
As you get
The
closer.
source is alive.
As you get closer and closer, amongst the chanting, you hear several different women, including the one you've been eyeballing, Ansgar. About 3 of them chanting quietly a phrase over and over again as Goli gets close, and they say, "The 6 first fall and the end of us all. The 6 first fall and the end of us all," over and over and over. As you continue to make your way towards this large blue crystal, what do you do?
One hand high and one hand low, and make contact.
You are making contact. I want to verify you're making contact with the source.
Yes.
You have played
How many episodes?
2 episodes. This could be a record.
I have the other character in mind and prepared.
It's not a sphere, bro. We got that.
Yeah, and
close.
we're not sharing life pools either, so
No.
there's that.
All right. Now, here is a moment that a decision will have to be made, and it's an important one. Are you ready, Christopher?
Okay.
Where does the next hero point go, Derek? It has just come up on the screen. Goli has received it from Derek. Foolish choice.
wasted.
That's 3,
It
baby.
does not carry over to new characters. You are aware of this.
Yeah.
So use them now.
All right. You approach, you reach out and touch the source and hold on and hold on and hold on. How long do you want to hold on? And what you are going to do is determine your DC. Do you want to hold on? Let's see. At a fortitude save of 22, 26, or 30?
I would say 30.
Top of the pile.
It's a gambler right there.
Yeah, it is.
Love it.
Okay.
Okay.
You hold on long, really long. Electricity is shooting and coursing through the dwarf. He tries to stifle his cries out in pain. The people are astonished. They're getting like that Darth Vader blue sheen of light on them as the Emperor is shocking
Yeah, the
him.
crackling. Yeah, okay.
It's just hitting him and hitting and hitting him. You hold on, you continue to hold on, and then you continue to hold on even longer as the blast goes. You need to make a fortitude save of the DC you have chosen of 30.
Okay. Here we go. 30. Exactly.
Okay.
Nice.
You take half damage.
Yeah.
180 points.
Oh, half. Yeah, half. Half damage.
What? Don't give him ideas.
Sorry.
Solemn occasion.
Peanut
Everyone
gallery.
be quiet.
Half damage. You take 60 points of electrical damage.
Yikes.
And that's only one segment of damage.
No, it's all the damage. It's still scary because it could have been 120 or 240.
Yeah.
You take 60
that's
points of
pencil.
electrical damage as you drop to the ground, launched backwards again, Marty McFly style. And you rise up from the ground. You blink blue eyes.
Oh, shit.
I mean, the source.
Trademark. You blink blue eyes and you have a sensation that you are weak and strong at the same time. Your eyes, I will just let you know outside of character, will not be blue forever. After a couple days, they will return to normal.
Okay.
However, you are permanently vulnerable to electricity 10.
All right.
Oh, wow.
And you have mental damage 10 resistance permanently as well, as you are lightly connected to the source. So a vulnerability to electricity and a resistance to mental, 10 each.
And you're now a half automaton.
Superman 3 when that.
The best of the Supermans.
And you rise up and the crowd cheers and they come all around you and they don't lift you up. They don't hug you or anything. There's just endless poking over and over and over and over from all angles and all spots.
The source.
He falls back, arms open like Jesus. Source me. And they're elated and excited. We will celebrate with a celebration. And they start making arrangements for some tables to be brought out and some their finest food, which does not look good.
How are you feeling, Goli? You look different.
I feel tingly. But otherwise, no different. God still answers me. So there's that.
That is good. We'll need you both.
But I don't think we should tarry for a celebration. We'll have to move.
Source high five. I'm out.
Look, thanks for the source and all, but kind of got to get going. Didn't say my mom
The
would
belly
be out too
touching was
late.
nice, but I mean,
I already called an Uber.
Does the crystal itself look any different, any weaker or stronger? Or anything?
Like a dwarf-sized
Or-
hole in the energy. No, it looks the exact same. No change.
That
Is
is
it
your
your turn?
call, Goli.
No, I would
The
just one of us needed to
celebration
do
is
it.
for you.
Okay.
I don't think they like fetchlings around here. I don't know if they would have let me do it anyways.
I don't think I could celebrate knowing that there is so much going on in Canabrin.
Aye.
Every moment that goes by, that dragon gets stronger.
Aye.
So he'll approach Edric.
Edric is there. More bowls. We will have fresh water.
Edric, we cannot stay. Came here for a purpose.
We will find wine then.
We must go to the cave now.
Now?
Now. I appreciate your hospitality. We all do. And it is an honor to be a part of the source. But we cannot stay. There's much going on in Canabrin and not much time to spare.
He comes over and places, if you'll allow it, his forehead to your forehead.
That'd be fine.
You are one of us now. A brother to the source. There's no chanting. There's negative chanting going on. And will always be welcome here. But be warned, you may not wish to return. for the source may call.
The source.
That's Jericho in your ear. What are you gonna do?
Even at night when we're camping.
Source.
I have
All their
terrible
songs now
dreams.
Not during special time. I believe I understand. But it will be a moment that will be dealt with at that time. For now, my thoughts are of Ginebrin. So we will leave you. And thank you.
He steps back and addresses his people who are quickly moving about. Stop bringing the tables. There is no wine. There is no celebration. It has been canceled by the dwarf.
Dwarf.
The dwarf.
Sounds like a good time to go.
The crowd is turning on us for sure.
I was going to have some wine after all the nothing on that boat.
You may have a crisp high five.
I don't know.
A source high five.
Oh. Okay.
We must be on our way then, I believe.
Edric, we are so grateful for your hospitality and your help. And as I said before, we will do our best to protect you here.
And I believe that coming from Captain of the Guard, Galen of Tappenry.
Sure. Yeah.
And he pats you twice very awkwardly on the back.
Returned in kind. Let's be on our way.
Thanks for all the source.
Wow.
Hemlock's behind you, squeaky, squeaky, carrying the source on a little wagon. All right, the people escort you out and follow you towards the outskirts of town, but this is not an exciting Ewok celebration. It is 37 people just silently shuffling their feet, walking alongside you without a single sound. And then they stop right at the edge and just silently watch as you all go without any words spoken.
Galen shouts back, which way to the
We
cave?
got a map. We got a map.
Dozens of hands almost point each other into oblivion. And with that,
They're all pointing different directions.
we will stop there for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you to Seth, for Chris, Jeremy, I was going to say Jericho, Alan, Christopher, and this guy over here,
Yeah,
the
that
crazy captain of the guard, Lauren, as well as Derek. Thanks so much. And for all of you joining us, thanks so much as well. And we'll see you all next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.